Hi, I'm Dino Tripodis. Tonight on Whiskey Business, lucky guess. It's the holidays and the Whiskey Business holiday office party. So get ready. Christmas time is here. I don't know which holiday I like the most. You know, I used to love Christmas. It was my favorite. Then Thanksgiving kind of took over because I spent a week, as if you heard last week's podcast, in the Smoky Mountains with the family, and we do thanks drinking. It's bourbon palooza. But Christmas, I still love Christmas. I love Santa, and I don't know why I love Santa, because as a kid, I'm not really sure if I believed in Santa Claus, something we might discuss on tonight's podcast. But I like the idea of Santa Claus. And tonight, I am wearing my Santa coat and my hat, because tonight is the first Whiskey Business holiday party, if you will, our office party. We expect some guests to come strolling in at some point this evening. At least I hope. Otherwise, it's going to be the saddest holiday party
That's
ever.
true. That's true.
It's the three of us. But every time we get a guest, we'll hear a little significant sound effect that'll let us know that someone is approaching, Greg. That won't get annoying at all. And why am I wearing the Santa garb? Well, obviously to stay in the spirit of the season. But as I mentioned to the boys earlier, I kind of think, you know, in my mind, that this is exactly how I'll put on the Santa glasses as well. I think this is how Santa would look and feel after delivering toys and gifts all over the world. I think he would get back to the North Pole, pulling the sleigh, you know, let go of the reindeer, tell the elves to take the next day off, light up a smoke, pour a bourbon, and say, man, that's another year. And supposedly he has to start all over again right
away.
Day. Yeah, that's bullshit.
You think he's got to have like a window?
He's got to have like a small window. I don't think he does anything between the 26th and New Year's.
No.
I think even Santa probably takes some time off, right?
Him and Mrs. Claus going like a little
right.
He's got a shack in Miami, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You always see those postcards, right?
Yeah, Coca-Cola taught me one thing, that Santa Claus has a shack in Miami.
Yeah, he goes, you see Santa, but he keeps the Santa colors on. He's got the one
But Hawaiian shirt, though.
He's got the one in the Hawaiian shirt. Yeah. So I'm sure he takes a little bit of time off, but this is what I think Santa would look like after a run on Christmas. So welcome to Whiskey Business, the podcast not so much about whiskey as it is one with whiskey. And what's cool about this particular installment is that I actually get to talk to my boys, Greg Hansberry, who does a magnificent job on the audio side.
Thank you.
And normally, we every once in a while, we catch a glimpse of him, his thumb anyway. But John Whitney on the YouTube side is actually sitting down and chatting with us tonight, too, before some of our guests arrive. So, fellas, Christmas, I mean, how do you feel about it? Is it just you got kids,
so that's the main
it's still
thing.
Special for you.
My kids are 7 and 4, so yeah, this is prime time. Santa sitting on Santa's lap, all the toys and everything. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but fun. It's fun.
Yeah, and you should milk those years, because you have a son.
Mm-hmm. He's 21.
He's 21.
He's done.
Yeah, he's done. He still doesn't believe in Santa Claus.
Well, I didn't say that. But yeah. He stopped believing in Santa Claus probably when he was about 8.
That's a good run.
Or 7.
That's a pretty good. In these days,
yeah,
that's a good run. Your
Yeah.
kids still believe.
Yeah.
How old are
So
Davis?
seven. Davis is 7 in first grade.
Yeah.
and then Mabel's 4, she'll be 5 soon. But once they start getting into school, that's when just shit hits the fan, and like the stories and the rumors start floating. And we're doing that fucking Elf on the Shelf thing. Oh, my
Is
God.
that a pain in the ass?
It's
God,
just
I'm
the
glad
Elf
that
on the
wasn't
Shelf.
around
Yeah.
when my
It's
kid
It's
was
not the
young.
fucking Elf on the Shelf.
Well, that would be.
I don't think it would have sold nearly. I don't think it would have sold nearly as well. Over the years.
Yeah, and then you forget to move it, and you wake up and you're like, "Oh shit, we got to move the thing."
Yeah, for sure.
And you have to write. You have to write a story, right?
We never did that.
Somebody asked me to write a story.
Yeah.
for their kids.
Yeah.
You know Jamie Sanfilippo.
Yeah.
Jamie Sanfilippo asked me to write an Elf on the Shelf story.
Yeah.
And apparently, the kids didn't care for it. They cried.
What?
That sounds about right, though. Coming from you.
They cried.
What was so
I don't
horrible
know
about
I
it?
thought I didn't think I wrote anything bad. But it wasn't. I guess it wasn't what they. I guess I threw in some things that were probably humorous to Jamie and his wife, but for the kids, they're going, "Ooh, what does Frank Sinatra got to do with anything?"
This doesn't sound right. This doesn't add up. Well, one of my friends, and maybe if he pops by later, his little daughters made sweaters for the Elf on the Shelf.
Aw.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's gotta be a little tiny.
They're very tiny.
What did they make it out of? Oh, he'll tell us.
Felt? I don't know. I really have no idea.
He'll tell
It's
us.
a true story. There you go.
Did you believe in Santa? How long did you believe in Santa? How long did you last?
Probably like second or third grade, because I had two older sisters who were in on it, so they would just feed me the lies. They would propagate the lies. to
Right,
me.
that's good.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And then being the last one, I think my mom and dad didn't want to like really fully admit it, so I don't think I've ever really had a conversation with my parents about if Santa's real or not. They just kind of just wink, wink.
And Kirk, how long did he go?
Like I said, about eight. Yeah.
That's
Once
pretty-
he figured out the Tooth Fairy, then the Bunny Rabbit fell, and then Santa
Boom,
Claus.
boom, boom.
was-
Santa
Yeah.
Claus was the last one to go.
Yeah, that was it.
Was he cool with
All
it?
happened within like 2 weeks.
Was he cool with it though?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
figured it out. Yeah. He figured
You
it
still
out
get the
on his own.
presents.
He still get. Yeah, it works out for him, so it's okay.
I don't remember exactly, but I think it was just a really cynical 6-year-old Jewish kid that ruined it for me.
And Jesus isn't real either.
There's no such thing as Santa Claus. You know that, right?
I hate to break it to you.
You know what? Your parents are buying your toys from my father's store.
Check the
Mazel
price
tov.
tag.
Yeah. Who wins at Christmas? This guy.
We're eating Chinese food and go to the movies.
No, isn't that kind of sad though? I don't have any recollection of actually believing in Santa Claus ever.
Well, you talked a little bit about it last week.
Yeah.
I think your parents tried and just
What did they? Is it on them? Is it on them? Does it go on them? Is it on them? Is it up to the parents to kind of
They have
Put
to be,
that-
they have
that-
to be committed, right?
put that
you
in
gotta be
motion?
committed. You got to be committed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my sister did, but I don't recall.
Well, see, where we're gonna get caught up is like with the presents, like, and that's where I'm catching myself because Santa brought the boy a basketball goal last year, and I'm already, when he forgets to bring the basketballs in and stuff. I'm like, I bought you that damn thing. Take care
Exactly,
of your
right.
shit, and he goes, Santa bought it for me. Oh, okay, yeah.
So you gotta watch where you
right,
sit.
yeah.
Right,
So that's
right,
where I
right.
catch up.
Did
What do
you
you mean?
set
What
that
do you
up?
mean you bought it?
Yeah.
I wanted an investigation.
We want a Mueller report.
Did you set it up the night before, or did you just have it in a box?
No, we set it up.
See, that's how it was with me with Christmas and not believing in Santa Claus after a couple of years of my dad screaming at the top of his lungs so he couldn't put anything together.
God damn it!
I think every parent. I don't care what decade it is. Every parent has had that nightmare of putting the shit together.
And nowadays, it's getting like all the digital stuff like charged up and turned on, and all the apps loaded. We got the kids like the Fire Kindle thing or whatever, and that's
Batteries.
batteries.
That was the big thing in our house when you ran out of batteries. We didn't have
apps.
enough batteries.
I know.
You got something so cool at Christmas time, and then what do you mean? You didn't get D batteries?
That's what I was gonna say.
Right.
Or the D batteries are wrapped separately because your dad forgot
Right.
to buy D batteries the night before. He went out and
Then your mother in a panic.
wrapped 'em.
Your mother in a panic, so her husband doesn't, scream at her. Is trying to make C batteries fit into the D battery thing, and it's not working.
D motherfucking D.
D, goddamn it, D. Good memories. Good memories at Christmas time. Did you guys go to church on Christmas?
Did not. No, I was not a churchgoer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were raised
Catholic,
Catholic.
I'm
We
Greek
did all,
Orthodox.
Yeah, we did all that.
Yeah. Took forever.
It's long.
It's forever.
We never had to do the midnight mass because we always did the
Catholics do that.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
Catholics have convenience.
options.
Have options
Yep.
and convenience.
Yep.
You can go at at 4.
Yep, that's the one we go to. You know, because with the kids,
one shot for you guys. That's it.
That's it. That's it.
if you miss it, you miss it.
You miss it. You miss it. You don't go. You don't go. Yeah, you got to go.
How much grief do you get the rest of the year if you didn't go that day?
Well, I had no choice. I had to go. My mother was very religious. It was all about. My mother's still religious. She still gets on me about not going to church on a regular basis. And I was an altar boy at Christmas time as well. So I had to, put on the robes.
Did you ever pass out up there?
Oh,
yeah.
I used to pass out so frequently because I would forget and I would lock my knees, right? And it'd be so long, and I would get hypnotized by the candle that I was holding, and I would get, and it got to the point where, in my run as an altar boy, that there were people with bets, side bets. When's he going down? They would actually put in a pool to see at what time. I got 10:30. I got 11:45. I got to see when I go down.
Boom.
So out of the 5 or 6 years I was an altar boy, I probably went down 3 of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good
Did
run.
the priest ever come back to you? You lost me a lot of money, kid.
Yeah.
Oh, 10 more minutes,
If
Trabonis.
you're gonna go down, damn it, go down. Or this year, don't go down. If you feel like you're gonna go down, take the opposite of a dive. Stay up. Whatever the case might be. Yeah, but I passed out a lot when I was an altar boy at church. Yeah. So what's a bigger holiday for you guys? Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Oh, Christmas.
Christmas is big for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christmas. Is that where you get more family?
Yeah.
Because we got all our family on Thanksgiving, and
Yeah.
Christmas, everybody seems to go their own way.
Well, this year, every third year we're all together pretty much, and the off year.
Why every third year?
Because that's kind of when my sister comes into Columbus, and my brother is not going to Maine with his wife, so we're all in the same place. So this year I'm going to California to visit my sister in Oakland. She lives in Oakland with her husband, and so my wife and myself are going this year. Kirk is staying behind and hanging out with his fake in-laws.
Fake in-laws.
Well, he's living with his girlfriend for a while, so it's kind of like a fake
Faux in-laws.
Faux in-laws, yeah. So he's doing Christmas over there. So I'll be the first time without my son for Christmas this year. It's kind of sad.
Oh man, any traditions? And this is the other thing too. And I don't mean to sound cynical, but I actually kind of pine for it because I never had it. But you hear about these families that somebody, maybe the patriarch of the family, reads "'Twas the Night Before Christmas,"
right.
Every night, or somebody reads an excerpt from a Christmas Carol,
Right.
and that's like a traditional thing. I hear about these things, and I see them in Hallmark movies, but I've never.
Nobody ever really does.
Does it?
No.
No traditions.
Well, so growing up, and this kind of goes into kind of why this is fun for me. My parents used to throw a Christmas Eve party every year, and it just took off like right when they moved to Indianapolis when I was like 3, well maybe older than that. And then they did it every year. It was like the big tradition. The Hansberries would throw this party, and after Mass or before Mass, everyone would show up and get saucy and
Were you
roast
around?
chestnuts.
Were you around as my producer at the radio station when I had the Christmas night parties on the 25th?
I don't think so. Or
That
I never
happened.
got. It probably was, but never got the invite.
No. That's not true. That started as a fluke. Before I lived in this house, I lived in an apartment in Clintonville, and it was Christmas night, and Christmas was over, and I get a call from my friend Mikey, and he goes, "What are you doing?" And I go, "Nothing. I'm just sitting here." And he goes, I had it with my family.
Let's go. Yeah.
Can you come over to have a drink? And I went, "Sure." And then he comes over, and then the phone rings again, and it's my buddy Greg. I go, "What are you doing?" I'm sitting here with Mikey having a drink.
Come over.
He goes, "Oh man, can I come over?" And I went, "Yeah, sure." Before you knew it, that night there was like 10 to 15 people that ended up congregating at my house on Christmas night. And of course, in a drunken stupor, I said, "We're gonna do this every year," and I did for like 5-6 years in a row. I did it at a Christmas night party where everybody, and the idea was, you've had it with the family. You've opened all the presents, and everybody would just come over, and there'd be, a little bit of food and booze, and it'd be a great night.
See, I like that because growing up in Indy, we didn't have any family, so it was all friends. We didn't have like nobody was. We wouldn't have aunts and uncles and grandparents, and like my in-laws have both sides of their families. There would be a time where
yeah.
where we would have 2 or 3 gatherings on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and at the time it was overwhelming. But you look back at it, and I was like, well, that was.
Yeah, it has to be tiring, for sure. All that food.
All the food. I mean, Christmas. I mean, and this year, people always talk. I feel this is where I show my age. This is the year, like, oh man, Christmas is coming quick this year because Thanksgiving was so late. Normally there's a little bit more of a break, but it kind of like went right from Thanksgiving, boom,
just fast.
December 1st, and here we go. You guys finish your Christmas shopping?
Fuck no.
No, dude, I'm usually doing the zombie walk in the mall the day before Christmas.
Do you still do? I still go to the mall.
Every once in a while,
I still go to the brick and mortar stores. I don't. I maybe get 1, 2 things in an emergency pinch on Amazon, but I actually like to go out. And I think
I like to feel and touch and see things.
Right,
I don't like
right.
I don't like to actually do it on the internet unless it's an emergency. You're right.
I agree.
I like to go out and do it. And then we also every year we do our annual Christmas dropping.
Right.
That'll be taking place by the time this podcast airs. We'll be all said and done with it. But we're doing it this.
So here's
Saturday.
my new. I'm going to pitch this to Amazon. So my wife and I have this, have an Amazon account. But if I go on and buy something, then she's going to see it and know what I got her.
Right.
So they need to have like a secret, or like separate logins with the same account. Type
That
of
is
a
so
thing,
true, man. That's
so that I could go on and
reasons why.
shop and buy and search without her knowing.
Yeah, because my wife is really active on Amazon.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I can't buy anything, unless I get my own account. I guess you could do that.
But then you got to pay extra to be Amazon Prime.
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking Amazon.
Damn it. Jeff Bezos.
I'm sure you really hurt his feelings right now with that one. I'm sure he's going. John Whitney's upset with me.
He's awfully sore now.
No, but yeah, Christmas. Yeah, I'm gonna bring you to Christmas dropping one year.
Yeah, I'll go. When is it this year? When do you ready to talk about it?
It's Saturday.
So
Not this Saturday.
if you go back to like early Whiskey Business archives, we talk about whiskey drop.
Chris Beardman might stop by. He might
Christmas
be
dropping.
one of the original Christmas droppers. Might stop by later.
And it's drinking and shopping. You just get loaded and take over the malls and buy all your Christmas
It's a tradition
presents.
started by yours truly.
Well, oh, surprise,
Christmas
surprise.
dropping, a combination of drinking and shopping. It can all be found.
Oh, there we go. Here's the shameless plug. Yes.
The 25 Days of Christmas Cocktailing. This book is 10 years old this year.
Oh, wow.
It's the 10th anniversary
It's the
edition.
10th anniversary, yeah. It's
Write
10
10
years
on
old.
it real quick with the Sharpie and
What?
make it a special edition.
This one?
Yeah, autograph it and write 10 on it. And then
Nobody's
you
gonna
can,
want
well, you could
this.
sell it for more.
Nobody's gonna want this. No, you know how nobody's gonna want this anymore? I actually saw this at a Goodwill store.
No way!
Yeah. That's how you know you've arrived. When you've made
Shit's in a
when you've
bargain
made the
bin.
Goodwill bin. You made the Goodwill bin.
Absolutely.
But I keep saying I'm going to revise it and include the 8 highballs of Hanukkah as well.
Yes,
You
have
know,
to.
So, and also, some of the things in here are a little dated, but there's 25 drink recipes that are insane and crazy. But the Christmas dropping tradition.
Where can one purchase that?
Oh, Amazon.com, Greg
great.
Hansberry.
Sorry, Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
There's one year that book sold like incredibly well. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It sold like thousands of
Was
copies.
it a mistake, you think?
I don't know if it was a mistake or not. But I don't know if it took a couple years for people to find it, and then one year it just went gangbusters.
There you go.
And yeah,
That's good.
I mean, made a nice little penny off of that, off of Jeff Bezos.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Jeff.
He took his cut.
And so forth and so on. So who we hoping is going to stop by tonight?
Oh, well, there's the doorbell.
Who could it be?
Who could be
Somebody's here?
I
I'm gonna
guess
move down
so.
like
Does
Yeah,
it
they
slide
might.
on down?
Hey, hi guys.
It's Chip Cosell, everybody!
Yeah.
Yay!
You guys have having a show or something?
It's
I
a
think we
show
are.
podcast.
Oh my God, it's freezing out.
It's not
an
that cold. It's
unlikely
like 40.
surprise.
It's like
The
40.
snow is coming down
There's
out there.
no
It's like
snow.
a Bing Crosby
There's no
special
snow.
out there.
It would be-
It's
No, that would
crazy.
be awesome if we did a podcast and there was like a huge
Yeah,
winter
yeah.
storm and we got snowed in
goodness.
and had no choice but to sit here and just drink.
That would be awesome.
That's the premise of the Bill Murray special.
Is it?
yeah.
somebody's murdered.
And somebody,
Man.
Chip Cosell, who helps us out a
Hi,
lot,
guys.
especially on the premise,
Yeah.
our little whiskey business offshoot podcast, which, by the way, I'll do another plug, is going to be the third week of every month starting in January at Shadowbox Live on the upfront stage, and Chip is a key part to helping that operation
Well, I
run,
wouldn't say key.
run
I'm just
smoothly.
a small
yeah,
part.
no.
Just a
You
small
stand up.
part.
No, you're there you're in the back telling
Yeah.
me how I'm doing on time, and
Yeah.
and you wave, and I think you do because I really can't see you.
I know. You know, people ask me.
man.
Well, people
can't
say,
s-
"What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm
Well, here's
essentially I'm stage managing."
You're
I tell them,
stage
but I'm not
managing.
really a stage manager.
Yeah, but
I'm
they
just,
always say that all the tech
Yeah.
people wear black. But I
Yeah.
think that's supposed to be like if you're on like in a theater.
Right.
You know, in
Wow,
a
it is
in a
a theatrical
bar.
experience.
In a bar, I can't see you. You're practically invisible.
Well, neither can the actors on the stage see the audience.
But thanks for coming, man. Thanks for
No,
coming by.
thanks.
What's-
Thank you for having
Why?
me.
Do you have a glass?
John and I were. Yeah, I have a glass somewhere around here.
Get a
And I just got here.
How'd
so
you
I
get
don't-
here? So how
I
would you
just
know?
got
How do you have
here.
a glass?
I don't have a glass. I just
We'll
got
get
here.
you a
It's
glass.
weird. I know. But John and I a couple weeks. When was that? Like a week or so? Well, by the time this by this time.
Yeah, we were
this-
at the Great Southern Whiskey Bar.
Yeah. And our friend Jesse Hubbard was doing.
There you go. There's a glass.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
That's a
look,
good
with
one.
ice already in it.
That's a great idea. Thank
Wow.
you.
How did that happen?
I
It's
know,
a Christmas
it's-
miracle.
That's great. Thank you. Wow, this is amazing. But yeah, he was having a fundraiser for prostate cancer.
Cocktails for a cure.
Yeah, and we were there, and I bid on a product, not thinking I would get it. I just put a bid in for this, and I won.
What'd you get? What'd you
I
get?
thought I
What'd
won
you get?
4 roses.
Oh, Four
Yeah.
Roses, the small batch select.
Yeah, I thought what a great time to share this with everybody. Would
This
be
is a lovely bottle.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
little,
What'd you get this for?
60.
Okay.
that's
So-
good. Okay.
You really get a deal.
No, but you know
But-
what? I
but-
figured it's for charity.
For
And
charity for sure.
yeah, I mean, I
man.
could have gone 55.05, but I didn't realize you
Round
didn't
it
have to
up.
go up to. I thought you had to round up by $5. There was no indication
not
of that
being
anywhere.
cheapskate.
Are we gonna
Nice.
open this?
No,
Are we
yeah,
gonna-
please open it. I
Are we
wanted
gonna
to
try
share it
this?
with you guys
because
tonight.
Any shot glass?
Yeah.
we are the house whiskey for tonight is the ancient age, as I've discussed before. This is the stuff from that didn't make the cut to be Blanton's. The same people that make Blanton's make this. This is the stuff that wasn't quite good enough, but is still really good. So if you find this on the bottom shelf, pick it up. It's a value at $24.
Yeah, and a lot of the fancy
handle.
people use that to make their mixed drinks or cocktails.
Yeah.
If they're
Yeah, they should.
because it tastes good, but it's
Right.
It's not blasphemous to
But
mix it
this
with
one,
something else.
this one, I'm gonna drink this one neat, Chip.
No, wow.
So you ready? Are you ready?
I
for
didn't. I had no idea I won, and Jesse, after a few days, finally reached out to me via Instagram, and sent me a message like, "Hey, you won, bro." I'm like, "All right."
Jesse Hubbard, what a rock star.
Did he say
Yeah,
bro?
Jesse Hubbard.
Did he
Yeah,
say
he
bro?
said actually said bro. And
Do people call you bro often? Do you get
not
a lot
at
of
all.
bros at your
not
age?
at all. Not at
No,
all.
no.
It's very. My daughter calls me bro, but ironically, in an ironic fashion. Emily, yes, she'll
We
do
got
that.
glass ones.
Well,
No,
well,
they
just
want
in case there might.
Oh, there
be
might be
other people
some
that
more
will show
guests, so
up,
please,
yeah,
I'd like to
that
share
might
with
not be
everybody.
No,
here.
let's just pour them into the. This is a good sipping neat whiskey right here. So let me. Oh, look,
Thank you.
my
Now,
aim,
Four Roses
my aim is true.
is the story is that's what your dad used to drink, right? Do you know? Not this
well,
particular.
He drank my grandfather.
Okay, your
my
grandfather.
grandfather drank Four Roses. He was dedicated to Four Roses. He even drank it when it was shit whiskey. There was a time when Four Roses was a gut wrencher
Right.
whiskey.
Exactly.
Bottom
we talked
shelf.
about this before. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was that's when Seagram's had taken it over at one point. But he stayed brand loyal. He would have a cup of coffee, black coffee, and a shot glass of Four Roses on the side. And then the Japanese, I believe, I want to say Kirin, don't quote me on that, took it over, went back. This is the Four Roses yellow label, the basic $22 bottle you can get. Went back to the original recipe and made that bottom shelf bottle, a good everyday drinker.
Right.
But this stuff now, Four Roses, what they're doing with the what we have plenty of shot glasses. What's going on?
Just saying in case there are any elves over there that might want to try it.
All right, the elves as well.
The helpers.
The elves get the
Yes.
plastic glasses.
Well,
Yes,
Oh.
because they're little. They're elves.
I'm gonna get my whiskey.
Anyway,
It's not very PC,
But
my
Chip,
friend.
I don't think Chip. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
hey,
Cheers.
Chip, our first guest on the Whiskey
Yeah,
Business Holiday
nice.
Party
Whiskey
podcast.
Business office party.
Office
Yes.
party.
With
Don't
a
shoot
studio
it. Don't
audience.
shoot it.
Don't
Just
shoot it.
sip it. Just sip it.
Oh, that is really good.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh wow. That's really. Are you ready for the holidays, Chipper?
The caramel.
Chipper.
Not really. Yeah, it's cool. You can call me Chipper.
Who calls you Chipper?
You and my mom, maybe. I don't know.
I call you a chipster every once in a while.
Is Chip your real?
It's Charles.
It's Charles.
Yeah.
So how do they go
Charles
from Charles
Lucas
to Chip?
Cosell.
Is that just a regular? Is that just how it goes?
No, they don't. That's the thing. I always thought that, though. That's a good question. But my mom really, when she was pregnant with me, we had a paper boy, and his name was Chip.
Yeah.
And he always came by the house.
Wait a second. How old was this
Wait,
paper
wait,
boy?
wait. Yeah.
He was a young, nubile 18-year-old. No one understood where
Did
he
he
came
deliver
from.
more than the paper?
He delivered the news.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Miss Cosell.
This goes out.
Don't mean any disrespect at all. I apologize.
That's all right.
Yeah.
No, he was really nice to her, and so she'd always ask, "Hey, Mrs. Cosell." No, wait a minute.
You're
no,
not
I'm
helping.
making-
You're not
no.
helping.
What I mean is,
He was
she'd
really
go, "Hi,
nice to
Mrs.
her.
Cosell. How you doing? How you feeling?" That kind of thing. Always asking how she was doing.
Yeah.
But
She feeling?
yeah, because I was huge,
okay.
hugely in her belly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got you.
And so the story is that that she liked that name, and she didn't want to call me Chuck. So, because that was her husband's
Charles
name.
usually is Chuck.
Yeah, and Charles is my dad's name, and she didn't want to call me Chuck, so she called me Chip.
Chip.
So it's just a nickname. It's not on any legal documents, but that's all I've ever known all my life.
That's all I've ever known you by is Chip.
Yeah. So
If you tell me, if someone said, come up to me and said, do you know Charles Cosell or even Charlie Cosell? I've never heard of the guy. But they say Chip
I've
Cosell.
never heard of the guy. Who's he? Who's he? Oh, yeah.
Chip Cosell.
In
I
my
would-
phone, you're a Chip friend of the show.
That's right. I am friend of the show.
Yeah, you know we always
That's
say
how
that.
this started
Friend of the
out.
show.
A good friend of the show.
Friend of the show. No, because that's what I used to say when I'm just a friend of the
Friend
show.
of the show. Yeah.
Yeah. So because I'm a friend of the show. I help you out. I'm a friend.
You help out a
I'm a
lot.
friend because I help out.
You help out a lot. You pop in on podcasts on a regular
yeah.
basis.
You helped me out and recorded the show one time?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
that was
Yeah,
with
you did.
Jesse Hubbard, I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
when I first met Jesse.
Yes,
a
you
good
did a
friend of
great
the show,
job.
Jesse
Jesse
Hubbard.
friend
You
of
did
the
a great
show.
job. Did you put your thumb out? Did you put a replacement thumb up there?
I did put my thumb out that day.
The John Whitney
Yes,
thumb.
right?
A lot of
Remember,
people-
I laughed.
A
and I
lot of
walked
people
away.
comment on that, by the way.
Really? That's really weird.
Yeah,
Because
that-
I
because-
don't have a good thumb.
Because what's not
Yeah,
that you
they
have a
wanna
good
see
thumb,
something
just
written
but
on
it's
it,
kind of
like
like
a
it's
face
kind
or
of like
something.
become like a signature thing, like the
that's
man
true.
the man behind the thumb.
You should have a thumb stand-in, like a hand model.
Yeah. What did you say, Chip?
George
I should
Costanza?
I should put ads on my thumb?
Yeah, maybe ads or a little facial expression or a little guy with a hat. I don't
How
know.
he's feeling?
Yeah.
But Chip's one of those guys that I don't mean any disrespect when I say
Please,
this.
just go right ahead.
No.
It's always the
What?
I don't know what the hell it is you do.
I don't really.
What do you do? What do you do
I
for
know.
a living?
I don't.
Because I see your pictures on Instagram.
Liz is sitting home and goes, yes, tell him.
Tell her what you know.
No, so I went to film school with John and with the hopes of becoming a filmmaker like him. So, but that's not what I do for a living.
Okay.
You know what I do for a living? Last year, I worked for a company called G6 Hospitality, and I worked for them for 7 years. They closed their doors last January 3rd, and I was without a job. So I was unemployed. That's why I was probably able to help you guys so much.
That's
you know.
true, yeah.
I was unemployed. Now I just took a position with another company called RH, and I work for them.
Under Restoration Hardware?
Yes,
RH?
exactly. Yeah. So I work for them in a capacity of a liaison for customer service.
Now
Let's
go with the
call it
first
what-
one.
I like
let's just
that.
call it
Yeah,
what it is.
liaison sounds
Go with
Yeah.
the first one, liaison.
I like
Yeah,
that.
liaison. So I just started working for them, and they've got a lot of growth opportunity there. That I'm
Well, they're
looking
opening up
forward to.
a huge new facility
Exactly,
out at Easton. They're
exactly.
taking their regular space. And
That's
they're,
right,
They're
yeah.
opening a big and
Yeah.
actually display rooms and
That's right.
restaurant.
Yeah.
And,
The you got to go during lunch so you can get the ever famous. It's a truffle grilled cheese sandwich. Now, but you can only get it at lunch. and it's
no,
world
no, no,
famous
no.
though. All right, I'm just telling you.
But are they
No.
bringing back the
Those two,
yo-yos and the
those-
kitschy puzzles? and
no,
stuff?
John, but you can get them at World Market.
A truffle grilled cheese. That doesn't
Yeah.
even sound like they should go together.
No, it does. Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it
no,
does.
God damn it.
Is it like truffle oil?
Can
or
anything
actual
stay
truffle?
pure?
I
in
don't
this
know.
world?
I don't know.
Can a grilled cheese sandwich just be a grilled cheese
Some Velveeta.
sandwich?
Spoken
big
by a
old
man
brick
who's
of
never
Velveeta.
been to the Melt. Have you ever been to the Melt? You can get any grilled cheese sandwich you want.
I don't
there.
want any grilled cheese sandwich. I want a grilled cheese sandwich and a bowl of tomato soup
Man.
and leave me alone.
How'd your mom make it? Which kind of cheese? Just like
Huh?
Kraft sliced
Either
cheese
Kraft
singles?
singles
Yeah.
or Velveeta.
Velveeta, the big old brick, is what my mom used
Yeah,
to use. Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's gourmet now,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Come
Well,
on.
that brick, we used to call it something. I can't remember, like
Possibly the most
welfare
Caucasian
cheese or
thing I've
something.
ever heard on the show.
Probably
brick of
is.
Velveeta.
And I'm as ethnic as you get. And that is, you're right. You're absolutely right. Well, what we decided is that over the course of tonight's little get-together that we would have some white elephant gifts. Now, the gift that you get tonight for popping by, if someone else pops in and
Maybe
you
a
want
trade?
to trade.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, you
Oh,
want to
that's
trade.
how it's working.
So
Okay.
I think
So-
Sharon being first on the, and since do you go to lunch or do you pack a lunch?
Well, you know what? It's funny you should say that because normally I go to lunch, but with this new position, I'm packing lunches.
Oh, perfect. Okay, perfect.
I am.
Here it is.
You. Oh
got
my gosh!
A Tootsie Roll 10 pail lunchbox. Wow, with hearts
I
on
love
it.
it,
Is
but-
there anything inside of it?
Nothing.
Oh
nothing
my
inside
God.
Of it. Nothing inside of it. Plenty of room for your Velveeta grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
What about my truffle grilled
thermos-
cheese
a
sandwich? Can I
thermos
have a
of,
grilled-
No
uh,
thermos.
something?
This is
Yeah.
it. This is yours.
That's
Now,
excellent.
if you
I can
see-
trade it, though,
if
right?
you see something later in the evening that you want to trade for,
yeah.
But right now, the
You could
Tootsie
put-
Roll,
Okay.
the Tootsie Roll lunchbox is
Oh, it
is
has
yours.
hearts on it too.
That's
It's
nice.
little hearts on
You can
it.
hide your weed in that too.
Yeah, you put your weed in it. I love that bit.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Wow.
That's great.
So are
didn't
you
know you were
are you
doing
ready
that.
for Christmas? 'Cause
No,
you have
no.
kids. You have
Well, I
you
have three
daughters.
children, all
Three-
daughters.
Oh
all
my
girls.
God! All
I have twin
girls.
daughters that are 15. I've got a.
Well, let me ask you the same question I asked
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
What's the youngest? How old's the youngest?
15. The twins are 15.
Twins are
so they're
15,
both
and the other one is
Is
older.
18, yeah.
Okay, so when did they stop believing?
I don't know. We never told them that there wasn't one, so I'm not. I'm pretty sure they know by now.
Yeah, I would
you know,
think.
we never had that discussion though ever. So it seems kind of weird or hypocritical or something. So I'm pretty sure they know that.
That's kind of cool though that you didn't have to. You didn't have to drop that dime.
But it feels weird because it's like we're living a lie or something. We're showing them that lying is okay. You know that. And
Not
like,
with Christmas, not with
I
Santa.
know.
no,
You know,
no.
I did everything though when they were
I'm gonna
little.
be bitching about a lot of
I
things.
know, right?
I
I
really
agree.
am.
About that
No.
a lot, though.
You're,
When
you're not living a lie.
Right.
Remember
I mean,
that movie
I know
Big
now,
Fish? Big Fish?
Yeah, yeah.
Not to derail you. That's
Yeah.
kind of that whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, this guy was a storyteller, and then
Right.
his kids hated him at the end of his life.
Well, I had them believe in everything at first. You know, the whole tooth fairy thing. If they forgot to put if I forgot to put the now what $1 under what it was a
I
quarter
don't
when I
know.
was a kid. But
yeah.
if I forgot to do it, I would have to somehow figure out a way to make it up. So I used to work the late shift till like 3 a.m. So I would write up these little tiny notes and say, "Hi, I'm the Tooth Fairy. We forgot to bring your reward." And I would have these whole notes written up, and I would swap it out the next day. You know.
I remember when I first got divorced, and my daughter still believed in the tooth fairy, and you know she was losing her teeth. She was 5 when we got divorced, and she lost a tooth, and then she lost a tooth when she was here, and I put $1 under her pillow, and she woke up the next morning and said, she looked at the $1 and looked at me, and I went, "Oh, Tooth Fairy gave you $1." She goes, "At home." At Mom's house, I got $5, and I said, and I
She
said,
figured out.
That's the Upper Arlington Tooth Fairy.
Yes.
This is the Clintonville Tooth Fairy.
Exactly. Yes.
The Clintonville Tooth Fairy, which by the way is paying child support, is only good for $1.
It goes back to what I was saying. The parents have to be on the same
Yeah.
page,
On the
or
same
else they're
page.
going to call you out.
Right.
These little fuckers
Yeah,
are
man.
smart.
Little fuckers.
telling you.
Little fuckers, yes. I often refer to my children as that. Yes.
I do all the time.
Of course.
Not to their face.
Well,
you
That's
don't
great.
call them that. You
No,
don't
of
say
course
little
not.
fuckers
Eat your
to their
peas, you
face,
little
do you?
no, not to their
Mind your
face.
P's
Not
and
to
Q's, you
their
little
face.
fuckers.
Not to their
Not
face.
to
Of
their
course
face.
not.
So,
Oh man. But we had traditions though. Like,
do you?
when-
Because we were asking about those holiday
Oh,
traditions.
were you asking about that earlier?
Earlier,
when I wasn't
yeah,
here.
Yeah,
Oh,
before you
wow.
arrived.
did you guys read
cool.
something? Do you do something? What do you do? do you have a holiday tradition?
I used to read them. The Charles Dickens
I was just saying that.
Yeah.
A Christmas Carol?
Christmas Carol.
The
yeah,
whole
but-
thing?
And I would act out every part too.
Oh, man. That's
so I
gotta
was
be-
like a Patrick Stewart, man.
Yeah.
I was like in my
Really?
one-man
Patrick
show.
Stewart? That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
pretty. That's lofty.
Yeah.
That's
And-
that's lofty.
and-
you would act.
yeah, and
you,
so it shall
would-
be.
Would you?
Yes, Patrick Stewart.
Would you
Make
read
it
the whole
so.
thing?
Yeah, I would. I read the
Oh
whole
my
thing.
God,
long
that's
does it
really
take?
long.
Well, we had a special like
An
a
abridged,
leather
an abridged edition.
I don't know if it was a bridge, but it was a leather bound like edition that was really nice and had a like, it was really cool. It was a cool
All right.
thing.
And
yeah,
you
a
still
lot
do
of
that?
No, not anymore.
Really?
No, because
Oh,
now
wow.
they're older and they like don't care.
no
and they
patience.
They
You
didn't
still
want it.
believe in Santa Claus as far
As I
right?
know, they do. Yeah,
Yeah.
and when I remember one year being so tired that I couldn't read. I was like almost falling asleep. and
Patrick Stewart does not fall asleep.
and that's what I had to tell myself. Patrick Stewart does not fall asleep. So, no, but I plowed through it because I knew someday it's not going to be there. They're not going to do that. They're not going to want it, anymore to have me read those stories. But
Yeah.
that was
Does that make you feel a little sad?
well, I'm totally.
The first
John
year,
John
the
knows
first,
this about
the
me.
first
but-
year, the first year that
Yeah.
nobody wanted you to read it. How did that feel?
kind of like, oh, okay, bogus.
Yeah.
like shucks, golly, kind
Right?
of thing. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a sentimental guy. John will tell you. I'm
well,
so
you don't
sentimental.
John doesn't have to tell me. I can just
Yeah,
tell
I-
over the years that I've known you.
Yeah, and my kids are the furthest thing from sentimentality. They get that from their mother. Their mother is not sentimental at all. Their mother is ready to throw away everything that was
Yeah.
my life and put it
do
out
that.
to the Goodwill.
You live it. All your things are in a shack next to the house.
Get rid of it. What do you need it for? What do you need that stuff for? You don't
do think,
need it.
Do you think your wife actually met with the girls and said, "Here's what we're gonna do. We don't want your father to read A Christmas Carol this year. Are we all in agreement? Right? It's really long, and
Man, it had to be an abridged version. Then. I don't think they had that conversation.
It's got to be.
I don't know. I'll
100
find out.
pages.
When I go home, I'll look for that book and I'll let you know. I'll fill you in.
I have the book right here.
Yeah. Was it really thick or is it? Like
It's
a
pretty thick. It's pretty long. I mean, it's
I have a thinner
it's
one.
it's in today's world.
Yeah.
In short attention span world,
Yeah.
it's long.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's long.
We
I'd
watched
like
I
to-
think it's
yeah.
great. I
I-
think it's great that you would do it,
Yeah.
and the fact that you would act out all the parts.
Yeah.
great.
I like to think that because that I brought the story to life with my characterizations.
Yeah.
And that didn't seem so long to them.
That's
I'd like to
funny.
think that.
you like to think that.
I'd like to, but who knows? We'll see.
We just watched the Muppet Carol, Christmas Carol.
That's a good one.
That's
Any
45
version of that
minutes
is
long.
really cool to
What's your
the-
favorite version of A Christmas Carol?
The
I know
black and white one.
Well, I know
with,
there's a couple black and
Drew
white ones.
Barrymore.
There's
Drew Barrymore's grandfather. That
Drew
one.
Barrymore's in it.
Drew Barrymore's
Drew Barrymore's great grandfather.
Barrymore.
One of them.
No, there's a Reginald
Douglas-
Owens one.
She
Is
plays
Lionel
Sarah
Barrymore?
Cratchit.
Lionel Barrymore. Lionel
There's,
Barrymore.
there's a Lionel Barrymore Christmas Carol.
Yeah,
There's a Reginald Owens, and my favorite is Alistair Sim. Ooh, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
And
I'm telling you,
Mine's the
this
Barrymore
Muppet one's
one. I
really
like that.
good because it's
because it's got the Muppets.
and Kane. Kane is Scrooge. Michael Caine, is that his name?
It's good. Did they get that in there?
And Gonzo plays Charles Dickens.
No, he doesn't.
And who are the old
Charles
guys?
Dickens wasn't in it.
I know
Was
he's
he
the narrator.
narrating?
He's the narrator.
Ah, and then the day
And then who are
came.
the old guys that sit like are in the
on the balcony?
In the balcony.
Who opened the
I'm putting
window?
this right in there with the grilled cheese sandwich.
They're Marley, so it's the Marley brothers, and
okay.
it's
Marley brothers, like they're wrestlers.
come on.
There's the Marley brothers.
That's great. That's
That
great.
thing.
How about the French chef? What does he play?
He's not in it. I don't
Oh,
think.
he should be in it. He should be the guy that has the goose in the window.
The goose is in the window. So he gets a cameo.
Yeah.
Thanks for Disney Plus.
Who played Tiny Tim?
No, Kermit's son or nephew. Yeah,
Kermit's nephew. No, he
It's
doesn't have a
Kermit-
son.
Kermit and Piggy are
It'd be
are
some
married
sort of
up.
weird.
He's a virgin.
Hybrid
Kermit
of
is a
pig.
virgin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got to keep
And
him
now
pure.
for the next 10 minutes, we will talk about the sexual habits of the Muppets.
Of a frog and a
decide
pig
what-
doing it.
Oh man.
I'm telling you, man, he's got to be a virgin because Miss Piggy coming after him every week.
Yep.
If you don't get some of that, man, I guess you're a virgin.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Remember, if you remember correctly, he was
or
always
maybe
afraid of her.
Kermit's gay.
No.
Or he
Well,
was just
maybe
afraid.
that's nothing wrong with
And
that.
why
Just
does
afraid.
Fozzie Bear's mom look exactly like him?
Oh,
Because
really? How do you know that? How do you know that?
They're
She's-
related.
Yeah, she's in it all.
Wait a minute. Why am I even getting involved in this discussion? Why am I defending the fact that Fozzie Bear and his mom look alike? They're related.
But
They're
okay.
they're Muppet related.
It's very psycho.
They're made from the same fur
He's
bolt.
Bates. He's Norman Bates-ish.
I love this conversation.
That's great.
Yeah.
But Chip, man, I appreciate you
No, I appreciate
stopping
you.
by. Now, you
Thanks.
think you're gonna hold on to the Tootsie Roll lunchbox, or you think you're gonna be able to trade up?
You know what? I might have to trade up, but I'm going to hold on to. I'm going to hold on to it as long as possible. And the reason why is because there's a strict
There's a strict lunchbox protocol
dress, like a color palette code
at RH.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah,
There is.
yeah, and I don't want to say anything disparaging. I'm not
No,
saying
no,
it in
no,
any
no,
way
no,
like that
no,
because
no.
they are.
I don't want you to
they
get
are a
fired
great
before you
company,
even get
and
started.
I do love working there. But like bright reds are not on that color palette spectrum. So
I see.
I think if I walked in with this, they'd go, "Oh, hey, look at that red lunchbox. Oh, look at you." I don't want to draw attention to myself, so I might just give it up for something else, but I might hang on to it too because I really like the novelty.
You don't know.
of
You
it.
don't know.
Yeah, I like the novelty of it.
We'll see what else
So
pops up,
far you've been the only person that stopped by.
Yes.
So
that's right.
yeah,
That's right. Yeah,
so I don't know what.
When is the next person?
I don't know.
Oh, what?
Whoa!
There's the
Oh,
doorbell.
that's the doorbell.
I wonder
That's
who
the holiday doorbell. Who is it?
hey,
Who's
get
coming in there?
What do you know?
Cream Puffs. What the hell? What the?
Merry Christmas.
Matt Schmidt,
Matt Schmidt from Schmidt's.
my brother-in-law.
Your brother-in-law.
What in the hell are you doing here?
Matt, how are you? Hey.
Hey, Matt, what the hell? You're supposed to be watching the kids.
Not tonight.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I brought some cream puffs for you guys. I knew it was gonna be all guys. If there was at least one girl here, I'd bring my sausage. But
Oh, pun of the night. Pun of the night.
He's a punster over
He's a
here.
punster.
Oh yeah, look at this.
So
yeah, oh, the
wait,
chocolate. Here we go.
let's get the relationships settled here. You're
Yeah.
Matt Schmidt from Schmidt's Sausage.
you got it.
An iconic,
The dynasty.
an iconic dynasty is a good word.
You got
How many years in Columbus?
So I'm fifth generation.
How many?
We have fifth generation.
5
Yeah,
generations.
we my great grandpa started the packing house back in 1886.
Wow.
Yep, down in German Village, right around the corner from our restaurant right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Been around
So
forever.
My
so-
job is to just not screw it up.
Yeah, right. So and you brought the I want to say infamous and famous at the same time.
Yes.
These cream puffs are these are the crack
napkins,
of the pastry
Oh, yeah.
world right here.
So these
really
are the
are.
mini versions. We actually make these shells
not the Jack
in-house.
Daniel ones. Okay.
Come
There's
on.
some napkins in the other room. On the little gray table next to the eggnog that nobody's drinking.
The important relation though is so I'm married to Matt's sister.
That's a nice
I'm
way to
gonna
put
get
it.
to
Thank
that.
you, Brad.
Okay. All right.
beautiful. Is that true?
She looks just like Matt.
Yeah, just with long hair.
Beautiful.
That's why we get
It's
along
like
so well.
Fozzie and his mom.
In comedy, we call that a
Callback.
Well done. So, I have one. I'm gonna ask the big question right out of the gate,
Sure.
All right, go ahead.
especially with him here. You're fifth generation from Schmidt's. This one marries into the family,
Yes.
and over the years that I've known him, all right, and I've known him for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
All right. He's a great radio guy. He does a great job of producing this podcast. And over the years, I've asked him,
He's never brought anything in.
well, why don't you just go to the other side and come into the Schmitz. Go to the Schmitz world. What?
Are you asking me or asking him?
No, I'm
We,
asking you.
at the
I'm asking
restaurant, we
Matt.
like
I'm leaving it off of you.
Yeah.
We like to hire the best workers.
Oh shit! Are you gonna take that, Greg? Are you gonna take that?
No, because he's right. He's right. No, there was. I remember like
You've worked.
I've worked at some of the events. Like I've worked at the State Fair and Oktoberfest. I've done some of the carny
Dating,
stuff
really?
with. Yeah.
These are so
Well,
good.
we do festivals. So we go around all Ohio. We go once in Texas
done
too.
some
We
of
set
that.
up a tent, grills, bring our cream puffs, Bahamas, all that. And that's when like if we're in dating back when he was in college dating my sister. So we would have him come help out. Well, we would call Mallory.
yes.
Mallory would gather as many people as she could to come work because we were low on people.
We'd work for food and beer.
Yeah, exactly.
You still do.
Yeah, still
Yeah.
do.
Basically.
Wow, come a long way.
Yeah. You still work for food and beer.
No, there was one time that I like seriously just inquired, and he goes, "Look, I'm not gonna hire you because you like Schmitz is such a fucking institution. They want like their full time waitresses
20 years
are
plus.
full time and they make a shit ton of money. I mean, you know, I'm like it's a career for these
Yeah.
people, and they
Right,
don't want
sure.
somebody like me who just want some beer money.
Interloper.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
even
it's
our
a legitimate.
even our busboys probably make more than servers at most other restaurants.
It's a very legitimate.
No, and the place
explanation.
is always packed, and like I said,
Yeah.
it's iconic here in
yeah.
Columbus.
It's a good problem to have. Like we would love to be bigger, grow up.
How
you know,
much
but
bigger do you want to get?
I know. I mean, like space wise.
Oh, I
at
get
the
you. I
restaurant,
get
we
you.
just it's a historic building, so there's no room to build. So we tried to go on top, but the
They won't
village
let you.
they
They
wouldn't
won't
let
let
us.
you. They won't
Yeah,
let
the
you.
neighbors, man. I'll tell you what, they are tough.
Do you? How old are you?
38.
38. Mm-hmm. So you had to been a child in the Schmidt dynasty. Do you remember an accordion player named Esther Craw?
I've heard stories.
You've heard stories.
Yes, there's
Esther-
pictures.
There's pictures.
Yeah.
Esther Craw used to play at Schmidt's on a regular basis.
Yeah.
She was a staple there.
Yeah, she was awesome. She would get up and
Short little
dance.
lady,
and, yeah.
short little lady, played the accordion, sang. Just,
There's a picture right when you walk in.
No, she's amazing. She also had other gigs as well. But on my 21st birthday,
Yeah.
Esther Craw was playing, and I hate my birthday. I really do. I try not to draw a lot of attention to it. My friends draw more attention to it than I do. But on this particular night, Esther Craw was playing on my 21st birthday a lot of years ago.
Right.
And it turned into quite the party. It culminated with her playing "My Way" on the accordion.
Nice.
Is this at Schmidt's or
Little
just at some
Frank?
bar on
No,
campus somewhere?
she had other gigs. This was at what is
right.
now called the Thirsty Scholar on Lane Avenue.
Okay.
Used to be the Black Forest Inn.
Okay.
Now,
And
did she play the song for you because
she played
your
"My
love
Way"?
for Frank?
She played. I asked her to play. Well, at this point, we had been my 21st birthday.
Sure. Oh, you're already-
and we'd been drinking, and
Three sheets.
she played "My Way," and I sang it. Took off my pants, standing on a table in my underwear, singing "My Way," accompanied by the amazing Esther Craw.
Really?
Yes,
How was it? Do you remember it though?
I do remember it. Well, yeah, it was probably the most momentous moment of my 21st birthday.
That's
That
awesome.
night, yeah. But she was a huge staple
Yeah.
at Schmidt's.
Did she sing it too, or just played it?
No, she played it. I sang it.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
At 21, I was still, not still. I mean, I was into Frank. I was into Frank since I was in high school. So, I sang it, and you were still thin. I was real thin. I was real thin. I was a $170
That's right.
tops. A weight I'll never see again. In fact, if I was 170 now, people think I was dying. Yeah, they would think that. They
When's the
would think
chemo start?
that. Yeah, right. They would think that horrible. Yeah, but yeah, Esther Craw.
21st birthday. Yeah, I was carried down Richland Avenue Bridge by 4 people. My 21st birthday, so a little bit different experiences.
Nobody following
go
you with
Oh, you went to OU? Yeah. The party school. Was it still? Is it still the party?
No, not anymore. Holy cow! I
They
think all
just
the
kicked out
fraternities just
all
got
the,
kicked
all
out.
the
Yeah.
frats.
Yeah. Who knows?
But when you went,
When I went, oh, it was great.
When you went, it
Well,
was.
you know you gotta work hard and you get to party hard.
What do you do at Schmidt's?
So, I used to run downstairs, day-to-day
Wow,
operations.
that's a big job.
Yeah. But now they're kind of moving me around. I'm up in banquets, but my official title is brand ambassador. So I guess brand
brand ambassador.
ambassador.
Brand.
So
I
yeah.
Like the wit, like the.
I thought he
Whitney.
said brain ambassador as
Brand.
well. Yeah. I
So that might sound like fancy, but I just have to do all the work that they don't want to. So.
Ambassador, could you clean the toilet?
Yeah.
Well, I went through that. I don't do that anymore.
So
I would though.
Is Schmidt's still just a local entity?
So we've got the one restaurant in German Village.
Yeah.
But we've got the 3 food trucks.
Right. They're all
we
over the place.
talked about
They pop in
festivals.
Clintonville over at
all the
Crimson,
time.
Crimson Cup on a regular basis.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So my uncle runs the food trucks, and I mean they do outstanding. Like you
it's a
said,
great
you'll
idea.
see them everywhere. So we've got the festivals, which my dad and my cousin run, and then we've got the restaurant and marketing. So I'm kind of learning the marketing side right now, which is
Who made these?
interesting. I made
Where's
those this morning.
No,
actually.
where's this recipe come from?
Oh gosh, that comes from my great grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's-
it's still true to
Oh, yeah, that's
great
original,
grandma's
so.
recipe. Yeah. Even the mini ones.
Oh yeah.
Because the big ones are just.
So the big ones,
pound.
we don't make the shells of the big ones because we just don't have the space to do that. But the mini ones, I love our mini shells because it's almost like a cookie flavor, that vanilla. So I love the minis more than I love the jumbos.
One of the best parts about being in the Schmitz family, when you move, those cream puffs come in these boxes, and they're the perfect size to move in. They just like.
Then I get invited to move everyone.
And then I'm like, hey,
That's your
Matt,
takeaway?
bring some boxes and help me move.
That's why I married into the family.
That's it. That's
That's
the
your
only
takeaway?
reason. You know, my wife's okay, but those boxes,
moving
jeez.
too
Woo.
I don't know why it is I can eat.
9 of them or something.
No. This one in one fell swoop. But the other one, this one.
chocolate.
This one I have to take 2 bites with.
Matt, what's the flavor of the month right now? Because you have
So
weird flavors.
yeah, I should have brought those.
No.
It's
These,
called-
no. These are plenty.
Wait till I explain it.
Oh.
Pfeffernuss.
What?
So
God bless
it's
you.
an
What?
old-
What?
Flavor.
What is it?
It's called Pfeffernuss. It's an old school
Pfeffernuss.
German cookie flavor. So I like to say like up front it almost tastes like pumpkin pie, but the back end tastes like a ginger snap.
Oh, I like ginger snaps.
Yeah, it's
ginger
amazing.
snaps. By the way, is my favorite cookie
Really?
when I'm drinking whiskey. If I'm gonna have
Sure.
a cookie, a ginger snap or a fig Newton. Ginger snap
Fig
with
Newton.
Figgy
It's
Newton.
No,
not
no,
a
no, no.
cookie.
a ginger snap with bourbon,
Fig Newton.
a fig Newton with scotch.
Really?
Yes.
What flavor Fig Newton? Just regular?
Regular fig Newton. Did you? Oh well, you just got here, so you didn't hear me go about the purity,
talking about.
the purity,
freezing.
the purity of the grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup. A regular fucking fig Newton.
Yeah.
Nothing flavored.
No, grilled cheese is just sliced cheese and bread, right?
That's right.
Is it though?
And tomato juice, tomato
Tomato
soup,
sauce
yeah,
soup. Yeah.
with a lot of pepper.
I don't mind adding pepper to it. That's fine.
So the one thing that I was Matt. So Matt and I, you know, Matt's got 3 kids that are about my kids' age. So that's a lot of fun growing up. With our kids are growing up together, which is
Yep.
something cool. Like
That is very cool.
we haven't talked about this yet at all, Matt.
What's that?
I just showed Davis and Mabel, my kids, Home Alone for the first time.
Oh, I did too. I just showed my kids that.
And I was going to ask about that. Matt and I are movie
They've watched
lovers.
it 3 times since.
Oh wow.
I'm very proud.
Home Alone is a hit right now with the.
Well,
the
enjoy it while you
7-year-olds
can,
in
'cause they're rebooting it.
2019.
No, they're not.
They're
Come on,
rebooting Home Alone.
Why do they do
Are they
this?
gonna make it less about murdering a small child?
It's gonna be
Rebooting it.
PC.
I want to say that the kid from Jojo Rabbit.
Oh really?
No way.
Yeah,
He was good. He was good.
He is.
Will he
gonna
turn
be-
out better?
But I don't know. I don't know. But they're
Is Michael Jackson buddies with him?
There's no Joe Pesci. How do you have
I don't
Home Alone
know.
without Joe Pesci? Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
don't know.
No, but that's the thing. Matt and I we Matt and I are in a movie club together, and I don't want to get too.
this is one of the guys that you
Well-
get movies from me.
Yeah, and I don't want to get into because our third partner in crime isn't here, and I told him that I think we deserve our own episode down in 2020 because
It's
this
the
movie
best
club,
tradition.
like you know that movie Tag with everybody, like it's like that but a movie edition.
Yeah.
So you're saying you want the movie club on Whiskey Business?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 2020, we'll do the
Oh,
movie
we'll shoot
club.
it. Well, no, we'll
Yeah.
shoot it
We'll do
downstairs
and we'll watch a movie
in
here.
We
the
actually
movie
have
room.
we actually have
No,
movie
we're not
night
gonna watch
tomorrow
a movie.
night.
We're not gonna watch a movie. I want to hear.
Oh, God, there's
the
plenty of
movie would take
stories.
too much time.
Yeah.
Well, but we gotta watch a movie on movie night.
No, it'll be a movie.
This will be the activity before
We'll
the movie.
have
Oh,
we'll
okay,
have
okay,
the
okay.
movie club
Got
guys
it.
on.
So
because I want to hear about each
movie club.
individual tastes in the movies and
So-
how you because you do it alphabetically.
Yeah, so the long and the short of it is Matt and
Do the
our
short
buddy
of it.
Kyle do a movie club called the ABC Movie Club, and we go on we
Right.
rotate whose house it is, and we say ABC. So like I did Planes, Trains, and Automobiles in November for
Nice, very-
for,
very timely.
Thanksgiving.
I just
so,
watched
so
that.
Matt actually hosting tomorrow from where we're recording tonight,
Yep.
and he has to do
I've got
a
Q.
Q movie, and then he picks like a little activity,
Yeah.
and then we watch.
What's
his
your
movie.
Q movie?
Can't
you know?
give it away.
Just say it.
Nobody's
Here.
gonna
Well,
know.
since Q is very
You're gonna. Is it tomorrow night?
yeah,
Oh,
tomorrow
so
night.
by the time it airs, you'll be watching.
Yeah,
it, so
I
go
think
ahead.
I'm gonna do a quiet play or what is that?
Quiet
Netflix,
Man?
a quiet place.
Quiet one.
Quiet one. The Netflix
I'm not
one.
listening, but the one
about, where you have to be really
where they have to be
quiet.
quiet.
Yes, yeah.
That's
Quiet
what's that?
something.
You know,
Yeah.
with,
Ah,
with
yeah.
the office dude. Jim
Yeah.
in the office.
Yes, yeah.
John Krasinski.
John Krasinski.
Yeah, what's the name of
That's a
that
good
movie?
one.
I don't
yeah,
know.
it's a quiet place. A
Quiet
quiet
Place,
place.
yeah.
Quiet.
Quiet.
Which they're also making.
I was looking
they're
up
making-
Christmas movies,
which
but
they're
there's
making a
nothing.
sequel to.
Quiet
There's
Man.
no
Quiet
Christmas
Man.
Q movie out there. Not even in the name of the movie.
the Q.
You think like Quiet something or like
Quiet Night.
Quiet Night,
Quaint,
Silent Night, Quaint.
so, like, who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
Christmas.
Have
We've done
you-
like Quantum of Solace. We
Quaint
what?
Christmas
Q's
starring
tough.
Tia
Q's
Marie.
tough.
You've done the
W's
Quiet Man? Have you
tough.
done the Quiet Man?
No,
You
no.
ever
We,
done the
we did Quick Change.
Quiet
Have you ever
Man's
seen
a
that?
great movie,
Quick
Tina.
Change.
You ever done the Quiet Man?
Bill Murray?
You should.
No,
Oh, I did Quick Change with
if
Bill Murray and Gina Davis.
Have you done? Have you
Hold
done?
on, Quiet Man.
Have you done Quo Vadis? Have you done the movie Q? Have you done?
No.
so let me also.
Well, I might do one of those.
We could talk about this when we do this episode down the road, but like a lot of times we're really drunk.
Yeah.
So like, so we try like,
like
you know,
now.
yeah. So we try to watch Quiet Man and start it at like 11 p.m.
Oh.
after just like sipping a little bit.
Don't even remember it.
No
Lost
way.
Cause.
No way.
So
That's a damn shame.
I've got the whole list. I'll show you.
That's a damn shame.
We-
'Cause
so
the
we-
Quiet
we
Man with
started
John
December,
Wayne is one of the
Yeah.
best.
Oh, I'll do that.
You should try to get Q to fall right into St. Patty's Day somewhere.
March, yeah.
Because it takes place in Ireland. You know, he's a boxer
Oh, nice.
who killed somebody in the ring and is trying to forget his past and goes back to his homeland and it's one of the best ever
Okay.
fight scenes
Yeah.
in a movie.
Done.
Oh my God,
Done.
it's
I might. Yeah.
Ever.
Is it on like Netflix or?
Oh my God. I don't know.
I'm sure.
Dino will
find
let
it.
you borrow the DVD.
I'm sure.
He'll
Yeah,
let you borrow
he,
it,
he
yeah.
borrows DVDs from me all the time.
But we started December 2011. That's how long we've been doing this.
That's great. I think
Or
it's great.
maybe even
Okay.
sooner, so-
So
All
right,
in
but let's leave it
2020,
there.
and what do you call your little
just
club?
the ABC Movie
ABC
Club.
Movie
The ABC Movie Club will be on Whiskey Business next year in 2020.
Absolutely.
Who's the third missing guy?
Our buddy Kyle. He's on a date night tonight.
Yeah.
Who?
I don't know. We'll find out if his wife's was there or not.
All right, who didn't turn off their ringer? Damn it! If you
Somebody
know anything
got-
about production, you gotta turn off your ringer.
Somebody's getting a phone call.
The last thing, because
Oh, that's me.
Not me.
we might have some other guests coming, but I wanted to ask Matt. We've been talking about Schmitz a lot and
Yeah.
the family, just like the Christmas traditions. Like literally, I had teased earlier. There would be a time where we would do because Matt's sister, my sister-in-law, not my wife, her birthday is on Christmas Eve, so we would do a
My
birthday
older
thing.
sister, yeah.
Oh, that
Then we would do like
That's
one side of the
worse.
family, then the other side of the family, then go to church. Then the next day we'd do 3 or 4 or 5. Like
Sure.
it was a lot, but looking back, and we don't do it anymore. But looking back on it, it was a cool thing to do. So
Yeah.
I,
Well,
just,
it's not only sucks for her, but it sucks for us because you have to buy her 2 gifts.
Yeah.
Usually, if like their
Yeah, you
birthday
have to-
falls on a random March or something, like you can get away with not getting a gift when you're like growing up. But no, we do a separate day for her.
It's
for Christmas
it's
Eve.
hard for anybody for Christmas Eve or the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So,
horrible.
but yeah, other than that, like
or if you're born on Christmas, my he's 4 years old now. My second cousin, my cousin had a kid.
Okay.
And he was born on Christmas.
oh my gosh,
Yeah. So
crazy.
what do you do?
Yeah,
How do you separate them?
Nothing.
How do you separate them on
it's
Christmas?
tough. It's tough.
Yeah. One's wrapped in holiday paper, one's wrapped in happy birthday paper, but really nobody really cares.
It's when you do half birthday, celebrate half birthday. You know what is it? June 25th or whatever. No, but I guess it just goes back to the Schmitz tradition of like, there'd be 40 people at Grandpa's house.
Yeah, we would have the big Christmas Eve party, just like you did growing up. We would have the huge one and all the Schmitz, just a bunch of Schmidt running around. It was fun though, but like the other tradition, we did the isn't the pickle, hiding the pickle? Isn't that the German?
Hiding the pickle is.
I mean, everyone does that, but the ornaments. Isn't that German?
Everything goes back to sex with you, doesn't it?
It does.
It really does. Well, you know that since you're stopping by, you get,
All right.
You get,
Oh, the white elephant. Dino's digging
the white
into
elephant.
Santa Tripodis.
And since I don't know if we're going to have any more guests because it's we're
Shit,
We're
it's
an hour in.
we're an hour into the podcast.
Oh my goodness, this is a record.
Holy cow.
So I'm gonna
This is
give
gonna be a
you
4-parter.
Some options as far as your white elephant game.
All right. Well, he gets to steal them, right?
Oh yeah.
Steal them. You get, first of all, because you work so hard, you get the
You're in the microphone.
you get the total pillow. I don't know why it's considered the total pillow, but
Because if you eat a lot of total, you got to sit on that thing.
maybe because you can move it and shape it
Okay.
into, and since everything goes to sex with you, don't try to do that.
It's not big enough.
Uh-huh.
Don't try to do that. Or
Wait, give them a choice.
or are you a reader?
Yes.
Al Franken, Lies and the Lying Liars Who Tell Them. Al Franken. Now
I don't know if I'm good enough or special enough. And daggone it, I will like that book though.
Look at that
on it.
reference. Nice,
He's on
Matt.
it. You have to choose,
Nice,
and
Matthew.
because I think you have a sense of humor, you have to choose between one of these. You can't have all three. And because I think you have a sense of humor, we have the jokes on you nail
Oh,
through
that's it.
a
Winner.
finger.
Winner.
Sure to
That's
get
classic.
a react. Really?
Bring
you,
it.
You went with this juvenile
absolutely.
thing right here,
Of course.
as opposed to comfort
Come on.
and a book written by a guy who probably could have been president of the United States if he hadn't stepped down as quickly as he did.
No, I'm choosing like the current president.
You're
I
gonna
want
go
the-
jokes on you,
Yep.
nail through finger, sure to get a reaction.
You got it.
All right, so there you go.
Yes.
All
Reaction
right,
right away.
give me back the pillow.
Right.
Total
Winner.
pillow. Total pillow goes back into
Love
the mix.
it. Great decision.
Al
Nice.
Franken
Well
goes
done.
back.
It's just
Mix.
traditional. That's a great gift. Everyone
It's
enjoys
a gift that
this.
keeps on giving.
Yes. Gives laughter.
As long as you do it with different people.
Wait.
You can't do it to you can't do it to the same person twice.
Honey, you won't believe it.
I don't know. My kids are pretty gullible.
All right. Well, man, thank you for the cream puffs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And thank you
Anytime.
for the little history on.
Are you gonna make it down to the restaurant sometime?
I've made it down there. But should I ask for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are
I'm
you there?
upstairs.
Yep.
We'll go to lunch. Maybe we'll do a
You've never
business
taken
meeting
me to
there.
Schmitz.
I have not.
You've never taken me in all the years.
I
I've known you.
I don't try to take advantage of it. I've
I know
only-
it's
No,
right. It's
you
probably
don't.
weird. It's probably weird.
You don't come down enough.
No,
at all.
no. It's probably. I understand what he's saying. It's like when you're married into the Schmitz family, you probably do everything you can to avoid going to Schmitz because you don't want the Schmitz family thing. Fucking
Look at this
freeloader. Look at
freeloader,
it.
yeah.
You are 100% correct. I do the same thing.
I give him total credit for that.
We'll
I told
go.
him, get it
I've
right.
played that card
Yeah.
a few times. We'll do it. We'll do a whiskey business maybe.
That would be awesome.
New
You do it up
Year's-
in the banquet room.
after the beginning of the year. We'll do a little
Well, we're gonna
show.
do a whiskey business down there too now.
Why not?
We got to put you guys in your own private room, though. I don't know if the families will
Yes,
appreciate
yeah,
it.
you need to do that.
Do you
for
drink
sure.
beer?
Yeah, I love
All
beer.
right, well, you're getting.
I love beer.
You're getting a Das Boot when you come.
Oh,
What's
the
a Das
boot.
Boot?
It's a 2-liter big glass boot.
Oh
Just
shit.
gotta look out for the bubble.
I've done that before.
Yeah, the Das Boot.
Yeah, it's fun at Schmitz. And would you still take the deposit? It's like an $80
Oh, yeah,
deposit
yeah.
in case you topple it over and break
they're
it.
nice.
Yeah,
They're nice.
yeah.
$80 deposit for what?
For the
If
beer.
it breaks, if you
So
break
they
it,
give you
because
this
you
giant
get pretty
boot.
drunk drinking it. So, and
you
these things
break-
come
if you
straight from
break the-
Germany.
They're
The
like
boot
Oh yeah,
comes straight. How many boots do you have?
we've got quite a few.
So what's the big deal if somebody breaks one? Oh, you just
mean,
gotta do it. You just gotta make it. You gotta
it
make
makes
it
it sound.
special.
Yeah, it makes it sound
Make
like
it sound
more
special.
bigger
Yeah.
than it was.
All right.
We've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
great. It's
For
fun
those
to
of
be
you
part of
watching
the
on
family.
YouTube, you can see it, but I haven't mentioned it on audio at all. Does it bother you? He's wearing a tuxedo.
No, I love it. I actually know where he got that from.
Yeah, it's true.
Where?
wearing it.
Matt's grandpa.
Yep.
No way.
You
Passed away a couple
wearing
years
You're
ago.
wearing his dead grandpa's tuxedo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You took
It's-
it off of the dead body of his
Yeah,
grandfather?
yeah.
Like in the casket.
Yeah.
Wow. That had to
I
cause
was
a
okay
little...
with it though.
Have you ever seen
not the worst thing
Beetlejuice
he's
where
done to
they
my
do that
family.
thing and he comes to life in his old tuxedo? That's this.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because I'm wearing the Santa coat and you're wearing the tuxedo.
I'd
I
be,
just have a
I'd be
gray
pulling a
sweater.
Chris Farley. You know, the fat guy.
That guy in a little suit. No, not you. You're
Hey,
fine.
can I tell a story about Schmitz?
Yeah.
If you got
Hop
one,
on over here,
if you
Chip.
got
Chip,
one,
Chip,
quickly,
Chip, Chip,
quickly.
So when I was a kid,
Here, talk.
I was-
Hold on. Here, come over here and talk actually.
Yeah, hey, you know.
No, I just wanted to let you know
Yeah.
that
Don't kiss him.
when I was a kid,
When you were
back
a
in
kid.
8th grade, we for some reason we took a field trip to German Village,
Nice.
and one of the stops on that field trip was Schmidt's Deli. So we went to Schmidt's when I was in 8th grade, and it was just amazing. I got pictures of Schmidt's in that time period in the
That's
1970s when I was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
So to this day, like I always think about that because nothing has changed. It's been the same.
It was a school trip, like a.
It was a field trip to German Village, and then we all ate at Schmidt's.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my mom ended up picking up the bill for me and my friends.
No, we do. That's actually what I do, kind of also right now. I'm up in banquets.
Talk
so
in the mic, man.
We deal with schools and everything. We encourage them to come down.
You encourage them to eat.
Yeah, come up to the
eat
there.
big fat sausages.
Yes, yeah.
And cream puffs.
Exactly.
So it's a health trip.
Yes, it's a health trip. Yeah.
Amazing
learn
tradition.
not what to eat if you want to lose weight.
But I'm so glad you didn't like renovate over
No.
the years or whatever. It's such a great
No,
tradition.
it
and
is.
I've been there with my family when
if
we
you
come into town.
if you come in today, it'll be the same as you came in on that 8th grade field trip.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So with maybe a couple additions. So, but the food, the taste, everything should be exactly the same.
Yeah, yep.
So if we don't finish these before the night is out, how do you suggest I store them?
We'll finish
Refrigerator.
them.
Refrigerator?
Yeah.
They'll be good for
But
how
they'll
many?
be gone.
How many? they probably will before it's all said and done. All right, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
Hey,
you very much.
cheers.
Prost.
Oh no! Wait,
Oh,
wait,
you
no.
can't cheers on an empty.
No.
Bad luck.
Some more for a rose. Do you need an ice cube?
No.
All right.
This is delicious, by the way.
No, it
We have
is-
eggnog, by the
No.
way.
Thank you.
It's barfing
Very
everybody
welcome.
out.
Oh my gosh. It's,
Cheers.
you know, it's something you got to share.
Salute,
It's not-
salute. Cheers,
Salute,
cheers,
salute,
cheers.
salute.
Sláinte. What does the German say?
What's
Prost?
Prost.
Schwanza. What?
That's Sláinte's.
So this is actually a really quick, funny story. I've been doing all the reviews that people go on Google, and most of the small little reviews I write Prost, Nick. It means cheers, Nick. Well, for some reason, Google translates, and it says translated. Like Google will say, like if it's a different language, they'll translate it to something. You go, oh, Prost translates to dumbass. I'm like, what the hell?
Wow.
And so I look it up, and some like
Fucking
small
Jeff
little
Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. Yeah.
Fucking Bezos.
Some Denmark or some weird language, like small language, it means dumbass or asshole, while everyone else knows Prost to be cheers. So I'm writing Google. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
That's funny.
Ugh. Yeah.
Dang. Did you hear from Google?
No.
No, not a word. Of course
Not a
not.
word.
They won't admit the mistake.
Who's Google? Who do we curse on that?
Yeah, it's not Jeff Bezos, is it?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
No.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wait,
Oh,
hold on. No, wait.
doorbell!
Hello.
Wait, hold on. That's
Doorbell!
the right one.
Come on in. It's really cold out. Get in here.
Thanks, Matt.
Get in here.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks,
Get
Matt.
in here.
Hello,
Yes.
sir.
It's so
Okay.
cold out, man. Are you
Thanks.
all right?
Yeah, no, it's freezing out there. Thanks, guys.
I don't know you.
Who are you?
No,
He's checking his thing.
I don't know you.
no, my name's Jason. I'm going door to door selling AT&T wireless plans. I've never been here. But
No, you never have been here. I don't know you.
Are you guys doing a podcast?
I know Chip. I met Matt. I don't know you.
No, yeah, I don't live anywhere near here. My mom dropped me off, and I'm going just door to door, selling AT&T. Here,
Selling
AT&T.
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 And I just have a question. Are you fed up with your cable plan? Have you been considering switching internet service? Connection is our calling.
Scoot up.
We're over 250,000 people working together to change the world.
Go on.
Oh, okay. People normally shut the door at this point.
No. Whoa, you know what? You're in the house, so
Yes.
I can't shut the house.
Yeah, no one lets me in
I
usually.
can't
so.
shut the house. Did you let him in, Ship? You thought.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, go ahead.
So learn how to get the amazing iPhone 11 for $0.
How many
When you
dollars?
quit
Are you
zero.
selling phones or are you selling cable?
Hold on. I need to look. I need to ask my manager. Trade in your old phone and save.
Of course, yes, of course. It's always a savings.
We'll take
It's
it.
never an increase.
We'll take it.
Nobody says trade in your old phone and increase your bill. Nobody ever says that.
No, you're right. How can we help?
We'll take it. We'll take 3.
Well, cool.
Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you for listening.
You're welcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I go now?
No. You're staying now. You're
Well,
staying.
what's your name?
Santa.
My name
This
is Greg
Santa.
Hansberry.
Cool.
You want my social security number?
Oh my God. Oh, that's so funny. Oh my God. All right.
Jason Schuff.
Jason,
Ladies and gentlemen.
Jason is with us, and obviously,
Schuff's one of my best friends. He is my best friend. Jason's my best friend. He's been around whiskey business.
he's been around whiskey business before. Very funny,
it's a
by the
joy.
way. Very funny.
And the
I hope I was believable as
definitely.
as you walking in.
He's good.
And for those of you listening only on audio,
You
but
could
I hope for those watching on video, I hope I was actually convincing.
It came across on
good time.
microphone.
the thing about Jason. So our wives.
Think
We talk
about
about.
Jason.
We talk about
That's
our
gonna be the
wives.
name of a movie.
Think about Jason.
That's the name of a movie. The Thing About Jason.
So
Write it
we-
down,
we-
Whitney.
we've always been
Write it
buddies.
down. We'll make a whole script of it. The Thing
doing it
About
right now.
Jason.
And then our wives decide to go to the same OBGYN. All right.
Yeah.
As one does.
As one does, and literally, so our wives, we knock up our wives. This is chronological order. Then they go to the same
Jeez.
OBGYN. They go. Our daughters, Mabel and Charlotte, were born on the exact same day, the exact same hospital, the same doctor, an hour apart.
Yeah, pretty
So
same.
uh,
An hour apart,
at Riverside here in
They go
Columbus.
in.
So you guys are in the waiting room.
So we're in the waiting room together.
You guys weren't in the delivery room.
We asked.
Yeah,
Well,
what?
one delivery room, like they
We went
delivered,
first.
went out. We came in, delivered, same room. And but then we requested to be on the same floor for recovery.
Yeah, and our wives are like down for the count, and Jason and I are like, well, what the fuck are we gonna do?
What'd you do?
We drank beer and played cards.
Where?
At
In the hospital.
In the hospital room.
We also went to the record store, and they didn't know that.
Yeah. Uncle Matt was there. He came in and would smuggle in beer.
Yeah,
My dad
that was a
smuggled
good
in
time.
beer, and we would go. We would just like leave and be like, honey, you probably use some rest, and we would just go to the bar.
Nice.
What bar?
We went to the Crest, and then we went to the record store.
Why
that's
your
right.
wives were having?
No, this was like in the recovery, like a couple
When they're-
days
when they're in
after.
the hospital
yeah,
for a
yeah.
day.
We took the
yeah.
kids.
There's nothing
Don't worry.
you could do. There's nothing you could do. So you,
Right.
Yeah, so we're just.
So you celebrate. Let me
Celebrate.
spin it for you.
Yeah,
You
thank you.
celebrated the birth of your children.
Yes.
We gave our
Thank you.
wives rest.
That's what we should have said.
And were you guys friends before that?
We were. Yeah, we met in Chicago.
Explain.
Oh, I didn't know I had to. So, no, so we were both living in Chicago. Greg and Mallory and Katie all went to University of Dayton.
Katie is his wife.
Yeah, Katie's my wife. So, and so we were all living in Chicago, and we're just kind of, just friends. Just buds. Yeah, hanging out. I think so.
So
Thanks.
you guys met through the
Yeah.
girlfriends.
We did. Yeah, we met through the
You,
ladies.
you met through the ladies.
So,
And this is the case sometimes when men meet through the ladies. Sometimes it works out that the men become very good friends.
That's right.
Better friends, I might add, than the ladies.
Luckily, our wives are pretty tight, and I think, and our kids being the same age, like I think I would like to say that even our little daughters are best friends. I mean,
no doubt.
they've known each other since the first hour they were born.
yeah.
That's pretty awesome. That is
It's a
pretty
cool
awesome.
story. We will forever be bound.
It is.
It's like in
yeah.
Avatar when they do that thing. With
Yeah,
you
the
know, like
sinking of
tails
the-
and shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
That always
like-
freaks me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think like the biblical court.
He's
did
the-
that.
the-
Do you
new
have
movies.
one?
I have 2.
You have 2. You have
Yeah,
2 as well.
7 and 4, and then
Yes.
6 and 4, right?
And we're hoping that his oldest, Emerson, will and Davis will get married.
We'll sync together
got
on
that
that.
So really, you guys got this all
We got it
planned
all
out.
planned out. Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
You're hoping
This
it
is
goes
the
that
next
way.
50 years.
Hoping it goes that way.
This is gonna be episode 2005 of Whiskey Business, and we're coming on and talking about the marriage.
And he has to pay for it all. I'm like, ah!
That's right. You got the
Both.
daughters. You got
Right,
the
right,
daughters.
right.
Yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
You got a daughter. You're gonna have to pay for a wedding at some point.
Nunnery.
I already told my
Nunnery?
daughter. My daughter is 37 years old and not married. And I told her at this point, you just elope.
Just go for
Elope. Go. I'll throw you a party afterwards, but there's not going to be a big wedding.
So what's the age where you stop? Where you say that? Like, what's the cutoff?
Good question.
Why?
37. No.
No, 30,
It's smart.
I don't know what the
seems smart.
age was, but yeah, I don't know what the age
I
is.
say 30.
30?
Yeah,
Well, at
30.
one point you say, like, if you haven't figured it out yet.
What year did you
Exactly.
get divorced? That year.
I did, yeah. I got divorced. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 30.
Yeah. I don't think it's wrong. I said I'll throw her a
No.
party. I'll throw you a party. Go elope. I'll throw you a party when you get back.
Dude, your bourbon bill's way too high these days. You can't be paying for a wedding.
It's true.
Would you be able to bring the bottles to the wedding?
You don't know me well, but you know me enough that I would find a venue that I would be able to bring my own booze
Yes.
to the wedding.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I would
I
absolutely.
respect the hell out of that.
Yeah, and also have it catered for free.
I know a guy. If you like German sausage, I know a guy.
Oh, really? Well, you would cater it for free, Matt?
We'll see.
Yeah. Don't be careful, because all of a sudden there might be a wedding reception. If I ain't got to pay shit, then by all means, the wedding on. So what about in respects? I heard him
Yeah.
wax on about Christmas. What about you with your kids?
Yeah. Well, that's actually. I
Greg's
was
great.
going door to door, but I didn't. So I didn't. I wasn't listening to all of it, but I will say that
It's
How many phones did you sell?
It's all right.
man, that website
I
sucks.
believe we've broken the mystique of your first arrival.
All right, and scene. No, but so when Greg's earlier talking about the felt like costumes that the girls
Oh, right,
were
yeah.
were
He-
making for the Elf on the Shelf, that's my daughter did that, and it was adorable, but it was hilarious because they were meant for the tree, right? It was like it was meant to put these Santa costumes on the tree and just luckily
They're ornaments.
right, the ornament, yeah. And luckily that didn't work out, and she didn't want to do that because the tree is just stocked as it is. It's it's this fat tree. It's against the corner. It's
like
there's
a fire
too much
hazard
shit.
style?
Oh,
Oh, look at that! Look at that little one over there. That one's
Yeah.
full of crap too.
There aren't any
Definitely a
needles
fire
on that
hazard.
tree.
Huh?
I don't even think I see any needles on that tree.
That's a fake tree,
Well-
but it's the whiskey business tree. It's got a lot of
Yeah,
great.
it's wonderful.
Every ornament on there means something.
Right.
So the fact that you
Right.
couldn't put anything else on there.
yeah. It was great timing that she said, "Well, I'm gonna make these for Sparkles, who's our elf on the shelf." The thing is, we don't do a ton.
So every elf on the shelf has a different name.
Yeah.
You got to make it up, right?
You gotta make.
Oh,
what was
may
your
as
elf
well.
on the shelf?
Kenny.
I think Buddy.
Nice.
Which is classic though, just
Yeah,
because.
no, classic but very unoriginal.
I didn't make it up though. Actually, the first one was Mommer, because because they wanted because
Someone have a stroke.
yeah
Mama!
the kids wanted to name it Mom, and my wife was like kind enough to be like, oh come on, but what about
Mommer.
Dad? So
I
they
get it.
go Mommer. So they changed the name enough so it's
like
not
Mom
Chip,
and Elmer.
Chip
Matt,
is looking
what's
at the
your-
tree.
you
That's my
Victor.
daughter's first
That's your
Christmas.
daughter,
Matt,
Yeah, it's
Matt's
my daughter
is
in the
Victor.
middle. Yeah.
my little niece is Victor.
Victor's good.
That my daughter always is center in that tree.
It's amazing.
My baby's first Christmas.
I know, and I see you have the menorah.
I have the menorah.
Menorah ornament. Oh, wonderful.
That was given to me by John Osbeck,
Who is not here?
who is not
Where's
here,
that?
who said he was going to stop
He's
by.
probably getting delayed from all the snow that's out there.
There's no snow, Chip.
Crazy
Stop with
snowy
the.
Vermont night.
No, it's not. We're in Columbus, Ohio, and it's 45 degrees. There's no snow.
Don't break the illusion
I'm breaking it.
Of a
I'm breaking it.
of a Christmas special podcast. Come on.
We've jumped the shark, I believe. That's what
But
they
yeah,
say.
and also what you didn't notice, and I don't even know if the camera picks it up, but see that paper angel up on top?
Yeah.
My daughter made that in the first grade.
Oh my!
I met your daughter. She's very nice. and
My
that's so
daughter's
sweet.
37. She made that in the first grade, and I put it on top of the tree every year, no matter what tree it
There's
is.
Ralphie.
There's
Oh,
Ralphie,
It's
yeah.
right by Ralphie. That's
All right,
nice.
Barry Ralphie, yeah. That little
Right.
angel she made is always up there. That I've held on to that whatever you want to call it.
You know, Christmas ornaments I feel like are underrated with my generation. I don't know about you guys, but like, I honestly don't have a lot of ornaments that have that much.
So
all those
sister's-
ornaments have significance.
My sister's giving me pickles twice. What's the deal with a pickle?
It's
All right.
German
So,
thing.
Matt, explain what it is, because
Yeah, go ahead, man.
this is
Yeah.
a.
So no, you're
Okay.
good. So the pickle you hide in the tree, and our tradition is you wake up in the morning and obviously you wait up top of the stairs, wait for mom and dad to go down, light everything, get everything ready. First thing you do when you go downstairs, you go find the pickle. So there was 3 of us: Mallory, my little sister, Megan, my older sister. And the first person to find the pickle would open the first gift.
Okay, because I have a pickle ornament right there that was
I just think she thought it was weird.
given to me, and I need to put it up there, but I don't have a hook for it.
Well, you just need one. You don't need 2 pickles.
I have one pickle right there.
Is this it right here?
Yeah,
John,
right there,
John
right
said
there,
he's
yeah.
got 2 pickles.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a little guy.
Similar.
Nice.
Chip opens the first gift.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's
Chip
great.
got the first gift.
Dino, that's the exact one we
Yeah.
have.
Yeah,
That's small.
yeah. I
Yeah.
just need a hook
Yeah.
for it.
Because it just blends in with the green tree. It's so hard
Yeah,
to
it's
find.
so hard to
It's,
find.
oh, it's so hard to
We
find.
do the same thing.
Yeah,
in our
if you're an
Or
idiot,
speaking of traditions, that's a tradition.
if you're
in
an
our house.
idiot, it's hard
Of
to
course, we grew up
find.
with a white
Most of
tree,
us
so it was
are.
a little bit. Just joking.
Mine's about 10 inches.
Stop it.
And it comes back to sex.
No, it
It
doesn't.
comes back to
Jeez.
sex. 10 inches, really?
No.
Can't we do an hour and 20-minute podcast without talking about sex?
No,
While drinking.
probably not. While drinking. Oh man.
Speaking of, let's wrap it up. I gotta go to bed.
What,
No, I'm
really?
kidding. I'm kidding.
Rolling.
No, we could wrap
No,
it
I'm
up
kidding,
because
I'm kidding,
apparently
I'm kidding.
any other guests aren't coming unless they. You know what? I guarantee you when we
soon
wrap
as
this
I stop.
podcast, the real doorbell will ring.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Do the doorbell one more time, just so everybody can hear it. One more time. I love that doorbell.
That's a great doorbell.
I love that doorbell. I love that.
I think that's a Verizon guy.
You know, that's, when I hear that, I think that everything about Christmas should just come flooding in. Santa Claus, Rudolph, the 4 wise men.
4?
It's
3
4.
wise men.
4.
4
Who's the
horsemen.
4th one?
4.
The 4th one was the Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
No. There was Gaspar. There was Balthazar. There was Melchior and
Doc.
and Yodel.
No?
Yoda
George.
Oh, okay.
Yoda what?
Is that a Greek thing,
It's
or
a
are you
Greek
just?
thing.
I was waiting for the
George.
punchline.
There was a 4th wise man.
Well, because
from-
they also say
I
the
didn't
3
know
wise
that.
men of
The
liquor
fourth- I didn't
are Jack, Johnny, and
4th wise man from Greece.
Oh,
They brought
nice.
frankincense,
I didn't know that.
Jim. Thank you.
gold, myrrh, and George brought paprika.
Are you sure?
George.
Paprika.
Caprica.
Paprika.
You know, Caprica.
because paprika spices up everything. And then what you don't know, a little Christmas history that you don't know is that George killed the lamb that was at the manger
God.
and made gyros. and fries, and sprinkled the fries with what?
Paprika.
Paprika. Thank you. All right, Merry.
And the feast was had by all. And the feast was had by all.
And there's much rejoicing.
Paprika.
Okay, so we end the podcast on bad Christmas history.
No. You're gonna end it already?
It's like drunk history.
We're
Bad.
gonna
We're
wrap
at
it
an hour
up.
and 22.
We're gonna wrap it up here, but we're not gonna wrap it up afterwards. Everybody that's been oh, by the way, does anybody want to trade? We haven't done White Elephant.
No, we haven't done it.
Keep them
We haven't
coming.
done it.
I brought presents.
All right, bring them. Get them. Where they
Where are they?
at? Somebody close to the presents, get them.
All right, I'll get
Because I want to see if I want
grab
to
'em.
trade.
Yeah, here.
All right, here. So this is what I give. This is what I.
All right, those are all of them are
This is
fragile.
what I give to Hansberry. I give Hansberry the Dean Martin hat.
Oh yeah, I'll wear that.
that.
I'll wear
If you
that.
wanna trade.
Nice.
Dean
This is
Martin with a
movie
little.
geek, So I give
great.
him a Lord of the Rings cell.
Listen, I honestly thought this
wow.
was the lead singer from
It's not.
Here.
from The
The
Cure.
Cure,
Yes.
yeah, Jason. Good
I
call.
thought it was The Cure.
Or because you're a movie guy, you can get
Step.
Up 3
My wife might like that.
because they
All right, you
missed,
got it.
It's
apparently
in the letter S.
because they because apparently they missed the first 2 steps. So
It does look like The Cure.
so all right. So
All right,
now
that's
so now
okay.
we got
Here you
these.
go. This is a package that was back by. Let me see if there's-
All right, so these are the ones I brought, but they're wrapped. So I just passed them out. I got 4.
All right.
There's
why don't
5 of you
disperse
here.
them, You disperse them.
No,
Yeah,
no.
there's one.
No, you
there's
ask
something
as
in
you
a
see
bag
fit.
right
What
here.
is this?
It's just in a bag. I don't know what
What
it
is this?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the
really.
other.
I
That's
like how
one.
it has Mabel crossed out and Davis crossed out.
What is this one? What is
There's
this?
2 kids.
I know, right?
That one's for Jason, and then that one's for Matt, and this one's for you. Sorry,
So
Chip.
we get to decide if
No,
we
no,
want to
don't worry about
trade.
me.
Yeah. Give that one to Jason.
Mine has a power cord
Is
wrapped
this mine?
around
What's in
it.
here?
This is mine.
Oh,
That's-
that's a great ribbon.
It's awesome. So we
All
open
right.
them now?
Yeah, open them up.
What's
It's
it
trade.
Fishing
Trade.
pole?
All right. This is how we're gonna
It's a
close
fishing
things out.
pole.
And
is
then
a
we get
video.
to debate who wants to
Yeah,
trade,
yeah,
right? That's
yeah.
how White Elephant works, right?
Yes, that's a margarita glass.
Yeah, cactus glasses.
Very exciting.
A VHS rewinder.
Oh! I need that!
I've always wanted
I want that! I want that! I'll
Hey,
trade.
there's 2 in there. Don't
I'll
break them.
trade. I'll trade.
These are great. I keep.
Yeah,
I keep.
Jason likes margaritas.
I have a.
a sad old photo
have
of
a-
my family.
You
What
push
is
the
this?
button and the door
What is
opens
that?
really slow. That's
Is this
quality.
your family?
Um,
Who is this? Who are these people?
I don't know. It just was there.
Who are these
It was
people?
there. It was there at the Goodwill store.
Pictures in one frame.
Who are these people?
it's Steve Jobs and his
And Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
Oh, all right.
Bezos.
All right. This.
That's awesome.
This I keep.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That goes
This
on the
I will
wall.
trade you.
Yeah,
I
that's-
will
that
trade you
is
the
great.
family I've never seen in my life for the VHS rewinder. Anybody want to trade?
I'm
Anybody
not
want
showing
trade?
you my gift because I
What
love
is
it.
it?
Layers.
All right.
of
Okay.
photos.
Look at this.
Matt's
Let me
got
see
it.
it.
Matt's got a
Look
gold
at
mug.
this.
Let me see. Let me put it in front of the camera.
Matt's got a David
That is
Crockett
incredible.
painted plate.
I will
That
fight
looks like
whoever tries to
Daniel's
take that away.
You, you don't ask if you want to trade. You take it.
You take it.
You
That's
take
right.
it.
It's like
All right, come
All
at
right,
me.
who wants to take it?
Come at me, bro.
Who wants to take it?
Can you
Anybody?
read some of the literature on the back of that plate?
Sure. Davy Crockett, second issue.
I heard he was born.
Second issue in the
born
American
somewhere.
Folk Heroes series celebrating the legendary figures of America's past. Plate number 3035B. Painted
That's a big
exclusively
time.
for this edition.
Yeah, it's like it's a real good.
Edition limited to 50 firing days, whatever the fuck that means.
Well, that's important. That's probably really legit.
1984. All right.
That's
All right, but
30,
very
that's
important to
35
you.
fucking years
Very
old.
important to you that you're in the restaurant business.
Yes.
Not for use with food because
That's even better.
rare.
Never lay sausages on the Davy Crockett plate.
Let me finish. Rare metal pigments used for color fidelity. So
Yeah, there you go.
That's fine.
Yeah, there you go. We kind of
That's cool.
So how do you
anybody
figure
want
out who
it?
steals
Anybody
first?
want it?
I don't
Anybody
know.
want it? Anybody want it?
Yeah, John.
we know what
John's trying to
happened
go
to
follow
Baby.
the rules. What? Yeah.
Davy Crockett is the one who shot her mother.
All right.
Who
So,
steals?
in fairness,
Oh,
I
that
gotta
is cool.
ask if
Mother,
anybody
right?
wants this.
By the way, that is very cool.
I would never.
Everybody
That's
wants this.
awesome.
Go ahead, motherfucker.
Laurel and
Go
Hardy
ahead.
mirror.
Go ahead.
No.
Somebody-
Ain't touching.
go.
I could never live with myself if I took that from you.
I agree.
Never.
Although I
It's
did
so
have to
perfect
Google
for
search.
you.
I wasn't sure if it was Laurel Hardy or Abbott and Costello.
Oh, fuck.
Seriously?
Yeah,
That's
I don't
Penn and
know.
Teller, isn't it?
Seriously?
Penn and
Or
Teller.
Teller.
Look at this. He did not know.
I'm
if this
fucking
was
35.
Laurel Hardy
they've
or
been
Abbott
dead.
and Costello.
Years before I was born.
This goes back to my grilled cheese conversation earlier.
Talking to the microphone, Dino.
God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
How long you been doing this?
I'm glad you have the headphones
All right.
on.
No,
Greg.
this
You're
is-
the only one
this-
sober.
This is awesome.
All right.
That's
Well, there you
great.
go.
This is awesome.
Thanks,
So that
thanks,
goes off
thanks
to-
Goodwill.
Nice.
Did you get your white elephant?
Give me
I didn't get one.
From
Oh,
me?
Thank you, Greg.
I don't put the same
I didn't get one yet.
Oh no.
Am I gonna
Oh,
get
no.
the pillow?
Kid.
Huh?
I hope I get the pillow.
You have a choice.
All right. Okay.
You have a choice.
Al Franken or the
The
pillow?
only one that hasn't been revealed yet.
Okay, he will
You
take
have
it.
the option of using the
The
pillow.
pillow.
You have
Pillow.
This,
I do the pillow.
Who took the Dean Martin hat? Anybody?
You gave
Oh,
it to
you gave-
you gave
oh,
it
oh,
to
you
you.
did.
got
I'm
it on.
guaranteeing.
No,
I
no,
do
no,
have
all
it.
right.
Weren't you talking
You
about
also
prostate
have-
cancer earlier?
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
Buckeyes!
Oh.
Go Buckeyes!
Yeah, let's
Hey,
go.
Tostitos!
This is
Oh, wait.
Tostitos championship
Oh.
hat.
That's cool.
You also have the Al Franken book
That's a great book. by
from
the
John
way.
Whitney, which if it stays,
Okay.
I'll be happy to keep it.
Sure.
It's a
And
great-
also,
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Pulling it out.
this one.
Is this a
perfect.
copy of your 25
No,
cocktails
no,
at
no.
Christmas?
Even better. Even better because I don't think you have any math
No
skills
way.
whatsoever.
Okay, thanks.
Sudoku for dummies.
No way.
I'm gonna go with the original thoughtful gift
Dean
and
Martin,
do the
Dean
Dean
Martin
Martin hat.
That's
Dean
pretty
Martin
cool.
hat.
That's
Pretty
a
cool.
great hat.
Anybody want the Dean Martin hat?
All right.
Anybody want?
But hey, but here is the
Anybody
National
want John
Championship
Whitney's
hat.
Lord of the Rings? And he's got.
Put your wheat in that.
I kind of really
we-
want that VHS.
It's
reel.
yours.
No. I don't have anything to trade with it except what you brought.
Well,
If you want this book back,
what about this pillow?
Hello.
Hello? Hello? Really? Did you
that-
just pronounce it that way?
that will rest comfortably on my buttocks.
Hello. Yeah, that's why nobody wants it. We've already known that
No,
you use
no,
it
it's
to
never been used.
cure
It's
your
never been
hemorrhoids.
used.
I'm sure people,
This is
Dino,
second issue. I
Dino,
wanna know
Dino,
the first
I'm sure
issue.
people watching this podcast are going to say, that is not at all how you do the white elephant.
I know. I don't
exchange."
care. I don't care.
Greg, was
I
this
don't
when you
care.
were born?
That's when I was
Those guys
born.
are crazy.
You like that?
More disturbing is that this family is now on YouTube.
They look like the family from the 80s.
This family is now on YouTube forever.
I
And
just
you
had to
know
get
what,
it.
Guess
Hansberry?
their names.
I'm going to keep that,
Yeah.
and I'm going to put it up in the house.
This
You
guy
should.
looks like a Brett.
You think the mom's Joy?
I'm going to keep it. I'm going to put it on the. It's going to stay here.
That kid's name is Skip.
Yep. Oh, definitely.
I think that's Marjorie or something, or maybe.
Let me see. Let me see.
I was thinking Joy.
Yeah.
And that kid's
Or
45 now.
Jennifer, Maybe a Jennifer.
Jennifer.
From the 80s.
Who'd you say the dad was?
Brett.
Brett.
So,
yeah, that's
so
a good name.
went to the
And-
Goodwill
and
store.
Mom
and,
is.
It's a frame, a picture frame with just these random this family picture in it, and that was the only one that just had like a random photo in it.
And you picked this up?
Yeah.
You bought this?
At least I could do for the White Elephant gift exchange.
It looks layered. Is that the same family
Oh, there's
behind it?
another
That's
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
That's the husband and wife at
So
a
like, and
Yeah.
the main picture doesn't
Christmas
quite
tree. It's a
fit.
multi-functioning
So they put
picture to show you that they
Another
really
one.
truly celebrate
There's
the
depth.
holidays in
There's a
a
tree. Not
big
just a
way.
fake.
They just don't do
It's
one
legit.
picture and then fuck it, we're done with Christmas. His picture
white
says that they do a lot.
That's amazing.
And for those of you who are listening to the audio, now you got to go to the YouTube
Yeah.
to see Brett. And what was the wife's name?
Like
Marjorie?
Marjorie.
Jennifer, Carol, I don't know.
Skip.
And
Oh
Skip.
man.
Marjorie, Skip, and Brett.
Truman. The son is Truman, I think.
Truman.
Oh man.
Truman. And is there a daughter in there? No,
No
two
daughter.
boys. Two boys. Well, the youngest one, everybody will forget.
That's true.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But he's like 35 now, right?
Yeah, yeah. This was in the 80s, right? Yeah, this was taken in the 80s,
They
right?
just skip right over him.
Oh.
Actually, Jason, he looks a little like you.
Mom, Dad.
Now that I look at it. All right, we got to wrap it up. It's been a lot of fun tonight on this whiskey business office holiday
The office party.
office party special. I want to thank Chip
Where's
and
the prayer?
Jason and Matt for all coming here. And, of course, I couldn't do this podcast without John Whitney. There he is. The thumb, please. There you go. And, of course, Greg Hansberry on the audio. And before we say an official goodbye, Hansberry, tell everybody.
Well, I got to do the business stuff.
Do
Yep.
the business. Do the business.
Well, follow and subscribe to Whiskey Business on your favorite podcasting app. Just hit subscribe, and then generally it'll like pop up on your feed when you do that. And Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. John will talk about YouTube here in just 1 second. But I also just want to say, go back into the archives because we're going to be off for a few weeks here coming up.
Yeah, this is our last podcast of the year, but we're taking a couple weeks off, like everybody does at Christmas time.
And we're traveling over the holidays, so go back and look at the archives.
Archives?
Archives.
The archives?
too.
You know, I put some archives on over my pasta the
sour
other
cream?
day. It was lovely.
Put some
Onion,
paprika
potato
on
soup,
that.
Yeah,
some
yeah,
paprika,
some
some
paprika.
archives.
Tiny pizza.
Yoda, the
we're-
fourth wise man.
But on the social media, on Facebook and on Instagram, I'm gonna push. We did last year, if you remember, we watched "It's a Wonderful Life."
It's a Wonderful
Oh,
Life.
I love
Yeah.
that episode.
in its
That's a great
entirety,
episode.
and we got loaded with Johnny
That's a-
DiLoretto.
yeah,
so
it's
I'm
a
gonna
great
push it out.
episode.
And then John Osbeck, we did a whole thing about Hanukkah, and
Johnny and I talked about it was called Happy Christmaka.
it was fun.
We
So-
talked about
so
our
we've
experiences
got a
with
lot
Christmas
of
and
archive
Hanukkah.
stuff
Yeah.
that is kind of fun to listen to, especially if
We
you're gonna be
always
traveling
get a
around.
little something special during the holidays.
But Johnny, to talk about whiskey and premise for the next little
Yeah,
bit.
so
premise?
don't forget the Whiskey Business on YouTube with Whiskey Business with Dino
Yes, that's
Tripodis.
what I
That's right.
And also every third Thursday is The Premise.
Yep.
Hosted by our own Dino Tripodis. And
Yep.
are we ready to announce the guest comedian? No, is he not?
I
Is
think
he-
Dan Swartout is going to be our guest comedian. We
Swartout
still
is
have to
very
work on the
funny.
competitors still,
Yeah.
but Swarty's going to be there for the guest
So
comedian.
the third Thursday of every month at the Shadowbox Live upfront stage.
Yeah, and we're our
your
regular
tickets there.
Our regular Thursday.
Yep,
yeah.
it'll be regular for the rest of the year. We're
the rest
booked
of the year,
until
2020.
July, I think.
Well, that's not the whole year.
Well,
Oh, wait a minute.
we're booked for 6 months now. So
That's a good push.
6 months is good.
One last thing. I don't know
months
what
is
the
good.
turnaround is, but Teesprings has a bunch of Whiskey Business merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
It might be too late. You might be fucked if you try to buy Whiskey Business stuff for
Who
Christmas.
knows?
But just buy it anyway, and we get a cut out of that. So do it.
yeah, and the book.
Oh, and the fucking
book.
book. Thanks, Jeff
Which,
Bezos.
if you don't get it this year, you can save it for next year.
Or find it at a thrift shop.
That's right. Or find it in a Goodwill bin. Yes.
My wife has that book, by the way. Dino, she loves that book.
It's a very funny book. It's more about humor than it is about cocktails. It really is.
It is. It is.
Because
we know
when you can't call yourself a comic anymore, you know what you call yourself?
What?
A humorist. Yes, a humorist.
It's classic.
That's nice. That's a nice NPR PBS term for somebody who's not doing stand up anymore. All right, are we done?
That's it.
All right, so on behalf of
What? Is
What the
somebody
hell?
Here?
What,
Hey,
rising
come
guy?
on in. Oh, wait.
Santa's here. No, I'm kidding.
on behalf of everybody on Whiskey Business, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and until the next bottle, which will be in 2020, we'll see you.
See ya.
Yeah.